man, it's official. I was wrong. I thought for sure the Rangers and the Dallas Stars would be playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, but I'm happy to say the Florida Panthers advanced last night, and the Edmonton Oilers, for the first time in a while, make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, and Florida's cornered the market in Stanley Cup Finals. Man, it's like the last 5 straight seasons a Florida team has been in the Stanley Cup Finals. 3 with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and 2 times in a row now with the Florida Panthers. Back-to-back Eastern Conference championships for the Panthers. As I would think this is a pretty even matched up Stanley Cup Finals right here, with both teams pretty evenly matched, but I will give you my pick for who I think will win the Stanley Cup Finals before the end of the stream. It is officially my birthday, 12 o'clock midnight here on the East Coast, and it is June 3rd, the day I was born. And it's the second birthday without my mother, so that sucks, but what can you do? But yeah, I was sitting at home doing jack shit. I went and visited my father in the hospital. I watched a little of the Dallas-Edmonton game and said, fuck it, I'm going to go live. So I'm just fucking sitting here bored, and I'm not tired at all. So figured I'd come on and talk a little shit about the Stanley Cup Finals and all that shit. Maybe smoke a little weed. I haven't smoked all day. I felt like shit all day. So, but I think I'm going to take a hit here pretty soon. And if there's anybody on tonight, anybody out there, what's up to the chat? How are you guys? Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't think it would be Panthers in Edmonton. I didn't think Edmonton would make it, but they did. They made it. I think the last time they made it was like 06. Let me see. When was the last time the Edmonton Oilers were in the Stanley Cup Finals?
On Saturday, the Oilers will be playing the Panthers in Sunrise at 8 p.m.
The last time they were in the finals was 06. I was right. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Edmonton Oilers, you know, they had 4 Stanley Cups, 5 Stanley Cups with Mark Messier. Wayne Gretzky was there, I think, for 4 or 3. And they made it back to the Stanley Cup Finals in 06, which they lost to Carolina in 7 games. And now they're back for the second time since their dynasty era. And they got a damn good shot of winning the Cup this year over the Florida Panthers, who I think this is like their 4th or 5th Stanley Cup Finals. Let me see. How many Stanley Cup Finals have the Florida Panthers been in? Let's see here. The Panthers, second straight year. I know of at least 3 times they lost in the Stanley Cup Finals, I think, or twice before that but I can't find it right now. Let me see. Oh, Florida Panthers Stanley Cup wins. Okay, so in 1996, they were in the finals. They lost. And then in 2023. So that's it. That's it. Wow, I'm surprised. I thought they made it. So yeah, last year, 2023, 2024, and 96. And they lost 2 previous trips to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Holla for that dollar.
Who dat, baby?
Happy G-Day to a real one on his birthday. Let's get it turn up, gang gang, slime slime. On another note, some dude made the block hot shooting on Friday. I have the same sneakers dude wearing. Happy G-Day, Ken Masters.
Nice, bro. Thank you. Meow meow. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, those sneakers are nice, man. I wore them for the first time about like a month ago. To this like thing I was going to. And they were fucking comfortable. I love those sneakers, man. They're the best. But shout out to Meow Meow. Thank you, my brother. Clambag, what's up, brother? Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Nice to see you, bro. Some of my late night people here. Insomniacs, like myself. Last night I did end the show a little bit earlier than I normally do because I had to wake up early and go to the hospital. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I woke up early, went to the hospital, got my father a nice coffee. I went and visited him. And you know what? He was doing shitty, but I tried to make the best of it, you know? And stayed there for like 2 hours, came home, and did my lawn again. I've been doing my lawn every Sunday now. It's like a ritual. I didn't plan it that way, but... every Sunday I'm doing the lawn and shit, and today I did it and just chilled around the house for a little bit and ate a little dinner and watched a game, and I was like bored, you know what I mean? I'm like, should I go live, should I not? And I'm like, you know what, I'll go live for a little. I wanted to at least talk about the Stanley Cup finals and shit, and the NBA finals. So you got a lot of shit coming up sports wise, and honestly, sports is my life. You guys know that. Like, you know, without sports, it'd be a boring world, to be honest. Although I gotta say, I haven't enjoyed sports as much lately because my teams suck. And then supposedly, and I didn't see this video yet, but I'm going to look it up right now, matter of fact. Supposedly, last night, Aaron Rodgers, the Jets quarterback, wouldn't shake Trump's hand. He put his hand out to shake his hand. Supposedly, he was like, no, I'm not shaking your hand. I just want to see if that's true or not. You know what I mean? And listen, there was no hard feelings at all, to especially Mysterious in the chat, to him not liking Trump. He has every right to say whatever he wanted to say. A couple people hit me up afterwards like, yo, man, he really hates Trump. And I'm like, listen, he hates Trump. I understand why. A lot of people that voted for Trump or like Trump understand why people don't like him. You know? So, you know, without getting into that whole fucking thing, there were no hard feelings about what's said on the streams as far as politics and shit. I don't hold it against my family or friends, and they don't hold it against me, so I'm definitely not going to hold it against any one of you guys, what you feel. Like, you can not like Trump, and that doesn't mean I'm your enemy, because I ain't playing that shit. Half of the country, you know, does that shit. I'm not getting involved with that shit. If you don't like Trump, that's fine. I get it. You either like Trump or you fucking hate his guts. You know, there's like no in between with him. So, I get it. But yeah, I wanted to see if Aaron Rodgers does not shake Donald Trump's hand. Now, I didn't see this video, but they said that he wouldn't do it. Oh, wait. Aaron Rodgers does not shake Donald Trump's hand at UFC 302. Maybe I got to be specific here? I don't know. Say cheese, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, no, man. Maybe it is true. Oh, no. Let's see. Fuck, man. I'm going to have to hate Aaron Rodgers now.
Well, you had a sneaking suspicion that former...
I didn't see it. I didn't see it there. Oh, shit. Aaron Rodgers responds after being accused of snubbing Donald Trump at UFC. So, oh, shit, there it is. I'm looking at it now. I see it. It looks like he shook his hand. The pic I just saw, Aaron Rodgers has posted a photo of himself shaking hands with Donald Trump after a video of him seemingly snubbing the former president. Trump was seen in the audience during the UFC 203 event. Blah, blah, blah. In New Jersey over the weekend. So the 77-year-old jailbird was, oh shit, what? Was going viral, blah, blah, blah. No, I guess he shook his hand, I think. I think he shook his hand. I was going to, people were going ape shit for Trump at this UFC thing. What the fuck, dude? This guy just keeps getting fucking, holy shit, dude. These people don't stop, man. The people that love him, bro, they don't fucking stop. They'll keep going, bro. Like, that's crazy. They fucking were going ape shit for him. What the fuck? But, I mean, hey. That's how people feel. What can you say? The guy raised all that fucking money in one night, which was crazy. Fucking nuts. And the website went down, and he still raised that much money. It was fucking crazy. I'm going to take a bong hit. Coming back to live streaming soon, I think. Nice, man. Very nice. I'll be watching. Smoke some weed and shit. Yeah, this doesn't, my father, he was all right today, Steve. Thanks for asking. You know what? Like, he's got, like, a lot of ailments from the Agent Orange and shit, and his kidneys, his liver, a lot of shit going on. And when you have kidney and liver shit going on, it's like, all these other things are affected, and it's just crazy, man. It's a shit birthday. It's a shit time right now. There's so many good things, but yet so many horrible things at the same time. But I guess that's how life is, right? Life is really supposed to be good and bad, right? I mean, you have to have it balanced. You can't always have good. Some people always have bad, which sucks. But hey, like, shit happens. You gotta just, keep going. So, what can you do? I made him feel comfortable. I got him a nice coffee. I got him a little, like, apple turnover thing, and he fucking loved it. And talked to him about coming home and blah, blah, blah. And he asked about his garden and, all that shit, man. And I hate being in the fucking hospital. I really fucking hate it. Like, I fucking hate being in the hospitals. I gotta say. But they got so much cool shit in the hospital now. Where my father was, the tray they put in front of you, like, that you could eat on while you're in the hospital bed, and it's kind of like, like an L with a top on it. It could fit under the bed and over the bed at the same time. So they come in, this tray was there when I got there, and they came in with it, like, his lunch or whatever, and they put it on there. And I'm, like, looking at the top of this thing, and it has, like, an iPad at the top of it. And I thought, oh, that's probably an iPad for the nurse when she comes in and gives him, medication or whatever. So I look at it, and I decide to press it on. And I did. And when I pressed it on, it was an iPad with, like, thousands of movies on it. And I was like, what the fuck? And, like, new movies, too. And I was like, Dad, did you see this? And he was like, no, what is it? And I'm like, it's an iPad with a ton of movies on it on the top of this thing that's just sitting in your room. Like, I guess it's here for you guys to use it. And he didn't even know. And I put on a nice movie and shit. I was like, that's fucking awesome. And he was like, yeah, just shut that off before you leave. And I'm like, the guy doesn't even, like, how can you sit in a hospital and not watch something or listen to something? I don't know how he fucking does it. I'm like, and he never answers his phone. I mean, he answers the phone, but I cannot text him. I leave him like 500 texts, and the guy doesn't even bother to text back. I'm like, do you look at your phone? He's like, oh, my phone's all fucked up. And it never is fucked up. It's just he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing still with a phone. I don't get it. I'm like, are you that much of a caveman? But anyway, I'm going to take a hit real quick. If anybody else out there wants to join me. I only have matches, which sucks because my lighter burnt out. And now here I am with either a blowtorch or matches because I have nothing else in the fucking house. And you try lighting a bong with matches. Not exactly fun, but I'm going to switch over so we can see each other here like normal fucking human beings, you know what I mean? So here we go. Salute, everybody. Thank God for weed. Thank God for weed, because I'm not a drinker and I hate drinking. I mean, I don't hate drinking, but you got to be in the right mood to fucking drink. I can't just drink like after work all day, you know? I don't know. I just can't mix. Drinking to me is like a thing you do when you go out, and I can't drink at home unless I'm doing something online with you guys or I'm like having people over at a barbecue. Then I'll drink. But I can never sit here on stream and just drink alone without other people doing it with me. You know, like if a couple of people in the chat were like, yeah, well, I'm drinking at home, you know, and you're like, oh, I'm definitely drinking with you guys. I'm fucking, whenever you do a shot, I'm going to do one and listen to the show type of thing. Then at least I'll drink because I know other people are involved having a good time. But I can't drink on my own where I'm like, you know, yeah, you know what, I'm going to drink a 6-pack tonight. You know, it's just not me. You know, I'd rather smoke a little weed. Nothing too crazy. You know, honestly, it's a better high. Yeah, I don't feel full. I don't feel sluggish. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel fucking, you know, like a big fat beard up fuck when I smoke weed. When I smoke weed, it's like... And I feel like a rubber band after that. It's the best way I could explain it. I feel like I'm like kind of like elasticy, you know. And this shit I bought from the place, because it's the greatest thing in the world. You can go to an actual place now and buy marijuana. I fucking love it. I didn't have it here for the longest time in New York, but now we finally do. And I go to this place once a month, and I'll buy like an ounce of weed. And I buy good shit. Nothing too crazy because, trust me, I could buy a $300 ounce that is like blow your doors off good shit. But I get like really high-end mids, which is like $170 an ounce, which is affordable for me. I can't go over $1.50. 170s with the taxes, but I can't go over $1.50. It's just too much for me. You know? So, but, the weed I buy, my point is, it says on the bottle, you know, what the THC level is and all that. And then it also tells you what kind of weed it is as far as like, oh, this is a relaxing. I swear, it gives you like 3 categories on their weed. And most of the time I see, it'll say sativa and it'll say something like, you know, relaxed, tired, sleepy. And then I'll read another one that says motivating, you know, makes you want to get up and go. Workout weed type of shit. And that's the stuff I normally go for, the stuff that like will get me up and going type of shit. I'd rather not smoke the stuff that like makes you like, yeah, I'm gonna lay down now. I mean, I'll smoke that when the time is right, but for the most part, I'd rather have like that upper shit, which who knows if the weed even works the way they explain, to be honest. I think it all depends on the person's makeup and, you know, that whole fucking thing. So, yeah, it's legal here, brother. It's legal. It was legal for the longest time in New York, right? And what they were doing here locally was if you wanted to open up a place that sold marijuana, right, you had to pay the local government people a ton of fucking money, like $200 and something thousand to even start your own place, right? And a lot of people that were willing to invest that money into places like that were pissed that they had to pay all that type of money on top of shit. They were like, what the fuck? You know, which I don't blame them because it's like, why do you, I'm going to bring money and jobs into your area. But anyway, yeah, that's what they were doing. So places weren't opening right away here. And then all of a sudden, I heard of this place opening up like about 20 minutes away. And I was like, nah, I don't believe it. But then I went and I walked in. I brought my ID, my credit card. I walked in and I saw, well, actually, I ordered it online and I went and picked it up. But when I walked in, I couldn't believe my eyes, man. I've never been in a place like that, not even out of state. And it was like walking into Toys R Us for the first time. Remember how you walked into like a Toys R Us as a kid and you were just like, oh my God, I want everything. Well, that's how you felt when you walk into this fucking, if you smoke weed, you walk into this place, you're like, yo, you could spend a serious amount of money there. No joke. If I had money, I'd be spending a lot of fucking money in these places, dude. Because their weed is great. It really is. I wish they had places like that, like bars, where if you went to a bar, they had like a huge selection of like imported beer and all different kinds of like beer. Then I would like actually want to drink beer and like, you know, but they do that with the weed and it makes it really like entice, you know, like if you like that shit and you smoke weed, it just makes it better. Yeah, man, if you're an Oilers fan tonight, you're happy. And I saw all those Oilers fans like outside of the Oilers remind me a lot of the Islanders because they both had their like dynasties right up against each other. And one team took the other team out to become a dynasty, you know? And up until Wayne Gretzky and the Oilers were like really good, the Islanders were the shit. They went to 5 straight Stanley Cup finals, 2 straight against Edmonton, beat them the first one, lost to them in the second one. And it's funny because Gretzky had to lose his first Stanley Cup with Messier. All those guys had to lose first before they could win fucking 5 cups ultimately and become a dynasty themselves. So, like, I always thought of those two franchises as like similar in a lot of ways. And I am very jealous to see that the Edmonton Oilers are right back where they were all those years ago, where they had the best player in the game and they were winning Stanley Cups. In 2006, when they went to the Stanley Cup Finals, they didn't have the best player in the game. They had a lot of good players, a good goalie, a good defense, but they didn't have the best player in the game. Now they got the best player in the game, and they're going to the Stanley Cup Finals now. So it's like, if they win the Cup, which they have a very good fucking shot of doing, because Florida seems to choke in the finals, but we'll see what happens. Maybe this is a different Florida team from last year. Who knows? Or from the last 5 years, because they've always choked when it came down to big, big games. So far, they haven't this year, but I think Edmonton's probably got the slight edge in winning the Stanley Cup this year. And if they do win, they're going to win the Stanley Cup with the best player in the league on their team. And the last time they did that was with Wayne Gretzky when they won the Cup against the Islanders back in '84. And it's crazy that history is repeating itself if they do win the Cup. Because once again, the Edmonton Oilers will be on top of the league with the best player in the league holding that Stanley Cup. And you know what? Sometimes history repeats itself. And they're very lucky. They're probably going to win the Cup. I wonder who the favorite is. I wonder if they have any odds on this game yet. Who's the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup?
The Panthers. According to ESPN, the odds makers like Matthew Tkachuk and crew, as the Panthers are the current Stanley Cup favorites, with the Oilers right behind them. Don't miss a minute of the action. Check out the schedule right here. We have the odds for each team to advance to and win the Cup.
I cannot believe this shit. The Florida Panthers are the favorite to win the Stanley Cup, man. Holy fucking shit. Wow. Wow. When's game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals?
The Oilers will play the Panthers on Saturday at 8 p.m.
So the Panthers are hosting the Stanley Cup Finals, game 1 in Florida. And like I said, Florida has been in the Stanley Cup Finals 5 straight years, man. It's like Florida has cornered the market in the Stanley Cup Finals. And they've won cups, but they've lost the last 2 straight. Florida. The Tampa Bay Lightning lost in the finals. The Florida Panthers lost in the finals. And now you got the Florida Panthers again. So if they lose again in the Stanley Cup Finals, you're talking 3 straight losses in the Stanley Cup Finals for a Florida team and 5 straight Stanley Cup Finals for a Florida team, which is crazy to say, man, because Tampa and Florida are both good at the same time, which is like crazy that they're both from the same state and they both are really this good. I mean, Tampa's not as good as they used to be, but they're still a good team. Not as good as Florida now, I guess. And when I lived in Florida, I lived about like 40 miles away from where the Panthers play right now. Sunrise, I guess. And I had a Florida Panthers jersey. Not when I lived in Florida, but when I came home from Florida, I was about like 10 years old when we moved home, or 11. And I have a photo of myself playing hockey with a Florida Panthers jersey on when I was about, like, when they first was an expansion team. So I guess that was like in the early 90s. 91, 92, 93, somewhere in there. Or 95, I'm not sure. But I had a Florida Panthers jersey, and it is the only other jersey besides the Islander jerseys that you'll ever catch me in. And I kind of like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm a Florida Panthers fan. I'm not. I'm an Islanders fan. But I wouldn't mind seeing Edmonton win, But I guess I'm going to be pulling for the Panthers. And I'm very shocked that they're the odds-on favorite. I mean, maybe just because they got the home ice advantage. Because, I mean, these teams are pretty well matched up. They're pretty good matched up together with each other. I can't believe Draisaitl finally got to his Stanley Cup Finals. Tkachuk is in his second straight. So is Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's got to win the Stanley Cup right now. The guy's getting old. This is his shot. You're not going to be there every year like the last 2 years. So, Bobrovsky, if you're a hockey fan, this guy deserves a cup. He's been very good. He was on Columbus, a shit team for a long time, and did very good on a shit team. So this guy deserves a Stanley Cup, and I'm hoping he pulls it out. But hey, the best player in the league could win the Stanley Cup very easily, and that's Connor McDavid, best player in the league, hands down. So this could be a repeat of history, or it could be like the 2006 Edmonton Oilers, who get to the Stanley Cup Finals and they just shoot a dud and they lose. And the Florida Panthers finally hoist that Stanley Cup. And then you can say, okay, Florida, period, as a state, has won 3 out of 5 Stanley Cup Finals in the last 5 seasons. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. And Florida lost last year. I remember the other year they were the number 1 ranked team in the NHL and they lost in the first round. Then they were the last team in seed. Then they played Boston and beat them in the first round. So, Florida's had so many ups and downs over the last 5 or 6 seasons that this would really just solidify all of that by winning the cup. But if they do lose, man, then you can turn around and say the Florida Panthers are choke artists because they have come so close so many times. And you make the Stanley Cup Finals twice and you don't win one, you're a choke artist. So it's on the Panthers to really win this. So, I mean, I could kind of see why they're the Stanley Cup Finals favorite to win. But it's a very close matched up. I think it's going to... All right, so, if I had to pick this series, which I do, I'm going to say... All right, let me think this a little bit. I'm gonna think okay, Edmonton might win that first game just to squeak it out and be like, you know what? We beat those fucks. So I'm going to go Edmonton game 1. I'm going to go Florida game 2. I'm going to go Edmonton game 3. I'm going to go Edmonton again. I'm going to go Florida. I think it's going to go 7 games. And I think Florida Panthers will win the Stanley Cup. I want to say 6, but I'm going to say the Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup, and I got to go with my gut here. My gut is telling me 6 games. My gut is telling me 6 games.
Look at this fucking black motherfucker!
All right, calm down, JD. So you know what? I'm going to go with that. Florida Panthers in 6 games over the Edmonton Oilers. All right? Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Florida Panthers over the Edmonton Oilers in 6 games. I want to say 7, but my gut's telling me 6. So, Hey, you know what? Listen, and I just said to Shannon when we were inside, I said, Shannon, Canada back in the Stanley Cup Finals. And she's like, oh, yeah, what was that, a couple of years ago with Montreal, right? And I was like, yeah, Montreal made it to the finals a couple of years ago in that weird fucking round-robin Stanley Cup Finals, the COVID Cup. So, yeah. So, hey, listen, if the Edmonton Oilers win, I will be very happy for you fans that are Edmonton Oilers fans because you deserve it. You got the best player in the game. You guys played great hockey throughout this playoffs. I think these guys killed over 50 fucking power play penalty kills in a row. Like, come on, that's insane. I think the Oilers have killed over 50 power plays against them in a row. It's some crazy number like that. And the problem with the Dallas Stars in their series this year was Dallas could not score on the power play. When you're in a championship round, you need to score on the power play. And they didn't. I think they went 0 for 14 in the entire series, the Dallas Stars, on the power play. When you cannot score on the power play, you don't deserve to win. You don't deserve to win. So, you know what? Dallas, they were good. I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals after beating Vegas. I definitely thought, especially after beating Colorado. Dallas took out really good teams in these playoffs, like where they should be in the finals. But not being able to score on special teams and having your special teams just shit the bed in the semifinals, you don't deserve to go to the next round. So Edmonton, they deserve it. They killed like fucking 14 straight power plays against Dallas, but they kill everybody's power play, Edmonton, for some reason. They got great penalty killers. So I think, Edmonton's got a good edge on Florida, man. I don't know, I know why they're making Florida the favorite, but they got a good shot of winning the cup, plain and simple. And I say 6 games, but I'm really thinking 7 because it's going to be a hard series. This is not going to be a series where it's like, Edmonton won the first 3 games and swept out Florida, or Florida just demolished Edmonton in 5 games. It's not going to be that. These teams are too good. They've battled too long to let one of these teams just fucking get in there and sleep through the Stanley Cup Finals. I just don't see that happening with either team. So it's definitely going to go 6, probably 7, but I'm going to go with 6 games. Florida in 6, I'm going to say. So what are you going to do? I mean, it's just what my gut's telling me. But if you guys do win, you definitely deserve it. Both teams do. And it sucks that one of them's got to lose. But as long as the New York Rangers lost, that's all I care about, bro. As soon as they lost, I was pondering whether to go on Facebook or not and talk shit to a couple of people that badger the fuck out of me. Every time the Rangers won, they just put it right in my face. And I'm like, I'm not even saying anything to you fucking Ranger fans. You're fucking retarded. And this one guy I know, Louie, he's got them in the Stanley Cup Finals every time they make the playoffs. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, we're going this year. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You say that every year. But, yeah, so I just went on there and said, bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's all I said. Bye-bye. That's it. Nothing bad. I didn't go too crazy because you know what? My team sucks. I can't really say anything, but I didn't go too nuts. I just said bye-bye. It wasn't, that wasn't that bad. I could have been a fuck and gone on there and was like, you guys suck. You're inept. You lost to a better fucking team. We beat the Florida Panthers 2 seasons ago. The Islanders knocked these fucks out of the playoffs. How come you guys couldn't do it? But I didn't do that because I don't want to be a sore loser, but, whatever. All right, so Steve Callan says Oilers at 7. All right, but Oilers in 7. All right, hey, listen, that's a good call because I'm saying, Florida in 6, it could go either way, to be honest. Like I said, both of these teams are matched up really well. So we've been getting zips for $150, 30% THC or higher. Crazy cheap. Okay, so that is cheap. That is very cheap. What was the THC on this again? Let me look. The THC on the shit I bought now was, dude, the THC in the vape shit that you can buy, those little vape cartridges, bro, the fucking THC is like 97%. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how fucking high do you want to get? This is 31% THC, which is not that bad. You know what I mean? Not that bad from what I've seen. Talvich, what's up, brother? 1993 was the last time Stanley Cup in Canada. So we need... Oh, yeah, that's the last time you guys won the Cup. Yeah. I mean, you know, the Montreal Canadiens were in it a couple of years ago, like I said before. But, yeah, I think that, yeah, that is the last time. What was that? That was when the Edmonton Oilers... No, the Montreal Canadiens won the Cup. 93, the year before the Rangers. That was right after two Stanley Cups by the Penguins, back-to-back Stanley Cups with Jaromir Jagr and Mario Lemieux, back-to-back Cups. They beat Chicago and the Minnesota North Stars in the finals. Jeremy Roenick, I'll never forget it. It was fucking awesome finals. Hey, man, no doubt, bro. Spice, what's up? Dude, if I can get you through work, that's awesome, because this is what I do. I go to work, I put my earphones in, I put my hoodie up, right? And, like, I mean, nobody's really around me, but no one could see that I'm wearing earphones. So no matter where I go, nobody knows I'm listening to anything. And I pop on some of the shows from the community, some of the shit on, you know, that I love from YouTube that I watch. I like to watch these things where they do interrogations of people that they pull into, like, the interrogation room, and you don't need to be looking at it to understand what's going on. So, like, and I also listen to Mr. Ballin. He tells stories, and all that shit, you don't need to see a screen. So that's why I love that shit. I just pop it in, and I have the YouTube where I can shut my phone off and put it in my pocket, and I'll still hear what's on YouTube. So I love that feature, because I could just turn my phone off, put it in my pocket, and be listening to everything on YouTube. So that's fun. And I do listen to a lot of podcasting. And I used to listen to Alex Jones a lot, right? But I kind of stopped with him, because lately he's been like a fucking he's just been really fucking annoying with all his bullshit that he's done. You know what I mean? All the fucking it seems like every week or day he's saying the world's ending the next day. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, is this all that you say now? I don't know, man. Maybe I've changed or he's changed. I don't fucking know. But for now, I can't listen. I'll probably listen to him again eventually, because I always go back and forth with him. Like, I'll leave for a while, then I'll go back. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of old Howard Stern. So I put on, like, these compilations with Howard Stern. And it'll be like Stern fights. And, you know, there'll be like a 2-hour compilation of, like, everybody fighting with each other on the Stern show, which is great. And then the classic moments. And I listened to the Howard Stern 9/11 show recently, which was like 7 hours of shit. But yeah. Oilers is my second NHL team. First of the Winnipeg Jets. Yeah, Jets I thought would get further this year, but they didn't, man. Surprised. They had a damn good team. Plus, I have their jersey. And that jersey fit me when I was at my fucking fattest. But like I keep telling everybody, go to the Walmart website and put in whatever jersey you're looking for, man. They got them. It is this insane shit. They got the Wayne Gretzky 1993 LA Kings jersey. 99 with the C on it, with the patch, the whole nine. And on the other website, it's like $250. On the Walmart website, it's $39. I'm like, how is it $39? So I'm telling everybody and their mother, hey, if you buy baseball, football, hockey, basketball, go to that website. It's worth the wait. It takes a while to be mailed to you, but it's worth the wait. It's good shit. Really good shit. But anyway, yeah, it's fucking June 3rd, huh? They get third-party sellers. Yo, okay, so I researched that, right? And I bought a jersey. I bought a Jets jersey, the whole jersey, number 20, and it was a white Jets jersey, 3XL, and I paid $39, and I was like, you know what? It's $39. Let me see how this shit is, right? I got it, and it is a mink. It's just as good as the shit that I bought from Mitchell and Ness, or Ness, whatever you call it. It's just as good because I bought a couple of jerseys from them. I compared them, and it's just the same shit. And I was shocked over it, man, because I thought, oh, yeah, this is going to be... And even Shannon warned me, my wife. She's like, you know how Walmart is with their third-party fucking blah, blah, blah. Don't do it. But I did it anyway, and the jersey's sick. And all right, so I ordered this other jersey, this Boomer Esiason jersey, finally, which Mitchell and Ness had it for the longest time for like $300 when it first came out. I found it for $39. I ordered it. We'll see how it is when I get it on the 11th or whatever. And I'll let you guys know if it's real deal. If it's not, and I get like a knockoff, if it's like a knockoff and it's really, really close for fucking $39, then you know what? That's cool. I don't need the real deal thing if it's like really close, you know? You got a Patriot? Oh. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man, if that jersey's fake, man. I got to look at it more because I got it inside. I got to grab it. I'm not even sure if the fucking, I got to look on the back of the neck area because, like I said, the first thing I looked at was it knitted on lettering? Was it like all legit instead of like, so, you know, like how they have the, pressed on shit with an iron, and you're like, what the fuck? Because I've ordered shit where I was like, dude, this is not what I saw on fucking line. But this shit was legit when I got it. Now I don't know if it's fake, but it was legit, and it was $39, and it's just as nice as my buddy's jersey that he paid $200 something for. It's just as nice, dude. I swear to God. You know, but it could be a fake one. But hey, if I'm getting a fake one that close for $39, then fuck it. They had Islander jerseys on there. They had fucking Ranger jerseys out the ass. And then, so explain this to me, please. Why are there the same jerseys on this website for like $200? And then all of a sudden you scroll down a little bit more and it's the same exact jersey for $39. It's the weirdest website I've ever been on. I have a Ray Lewis home purple from two. Yeah, that's a nice jersey. That's on there too, bro. That jersey's on there. I saw a bunch of Ray Lewis jerseys on that website. Nice ones. You know what? I almost was like, damn, I want that because it was sick. It had the Super Bowl Ray Lewis jersey with the patch and everything. They got a lot of throwbacks on there, believe it or not. Yeah, so a couple of jerseys that I bought back in the day from weird websites were like too small when I tried them on. One was too big. I fit into them now, and I'm like wearing these things, and I fucking love them. One of them's like a I wear it to sleep, you know what I mean? Because I would never wear this fucking thing out. The colors are wrong. I swear, man. They really fuck you online if you're not like, you know, if you're not sure what you're ordering. Because I learned the hard way. Like I would order something, and I would order like a 4X at my fattest or a 5X and something, and I'd get it, and it wouldn't fit my Chihuahua, and I'd be like, this is a fucking 5X. It won't even fit the fucking dog. Like, what the fuck? You know, and then I found out that, oh, yeah, this is Chinese size 5, which is like a size not human in real life, you know? So I learned that the hard way. I stopped going to those websites. And like I told you before, and Walmart really is known for fucking around with those third-party website bullshits, especially overseas in China. But this one came from Jamaica, Queens. My jerseys are coming from Jamaica, Queens. And it's taken so long, too. It's in the same fucking... Like, it's only 20 minutes away. Jamaica, right? So, but that's where it's coming from. I check on the mail, the thing, and it's not coming from overseas. It's literally coming from New Jersey. Like, no, not New Jersey. Jamaica, Queens. So, I don't know what the fuck. But we'll see how this next jersey is, this Boomer Esiason jersey. I went and compared both of them from Mitchell and Nice, and then the one I found on that website. I compared them, the back, the front, the patches, everything. It looks exactly 150% the same. So when I get it, we'll see if it's real deal. And I'll let you guys know. And if it's not real deal, then hey, for $39, how can you go wrong, honestly? They got a ton of fucking Oilers jerseys on there. Dude, they got the old Winnipeg Jets jerseys, the original ones. They got the... dude, they even have fucking Joe Sakic Quebec Nordique jerseys in there, and modern jerseys too. Like, really nice. Dude, did you guys know that the NHL formed with the NFL and they made jerseys of the football colors? So like if a hockey team plays in the same area as a professional NFL team, they were taking the colors of their professional NFL team and applying it to the hockey team. So for instance, the Chicago Bears the Chicago Blackhawks had the color of the Chicago Bears instead of their colors. So it's almost the same jersey, but just different colors. And it looked fucking incredibly cool. The Nashville Predators jersey looked fucking awesome. I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck they switched with, I guess, with that one. But yeah, these jerseys were sick, man. And I was like, yo, they should make a New York Islanders Jets colored jersey. You know, like Gotham green, white, and black. Or Gotham green and white. And make the Islander jerseys that color, but they never did it. I think that would be pretty sick. You know? The Stars and the Texas, yeah, their jerseys are fucking incredibly cool. Incredibly cool. I fucking love those jerseys, man. Those crossover jerseys are awesome. And they're on that website, too, for $39. So I was like, damn. You know, if you really like teams where you're like the type of person that you like baseball, you like hockey, you like football, you like basketball, and you'll wear any jersey because you're just a fan of like certain people. And I'm like that, too. But there's only certain teams I can and I can't wear. Like, I can never wear certain teams. There's just certain teams I can't wear. I won't wear any active team but the Islanders. Like, I will wear, like, an Edmonton... what's that? Minnesota North Stars and, like, all the teams that have left the NHL or moved. I also have a Phoenix Coyotes jersey. And they're going to be moving now, too. So, I could actually wear that again. Because I fit into it, and they're not playing there no more, so... But yeah, those crossover jerseys are fucking sick. I love them. But yeah, it's my birthday today, and I got to go to the doctor at 9 in the morning. And then I got to stop off at my mechanic's house that does all the shit for my cars. And I got to, because I don't know his number. My father's in the hospital, and he gave me the wrong number. And my wife keeps going, my registration's going to expire, and I'm not going to park at work and get it today. And it's like every day, and I'm like trying to call this guy, and it sounds like a goddamn fax machine. So now I got to go to his house. So on the way home from the doctor, I'm going to go to this dude's house, and then I got to come home and hope that maybe they might let my father out of the hospital. I doubt it, but hopefully they'll let him out. And maybe I can go pick him up on my birthday. And that's a fucking... Listen, I'm going to be happy to pick my father up out of the hospital, but it's also like... the worst thing to do, because you got to park the car in this shitty area because the guy's like, oh, you got to park over here to go there. And then you got to walk. Then you got to go up to the room. You got to sit there for 25 minutes till, you know, whoever comes in. Then you got to grab all the shit. They put him in a wheelchair. Then you got to go down before and get your car walk all the way there again and fucking do all that again. And then by the time you get to your car and by the time you do this, and it's like fucking 3 hours later. And you know what? I'm going to be happy to get my pops, but I'm also like, damn, man, you know, like, this is not what I want to be doing on my birthday. But listen, that's life, right? So I got to fucking do what I got to do. But yeah, so that's my day tomorrow. And hopefully I'll pick my dad up. And then Shannon's going to make my favorite dinner tomorrow night. It's called Pussy with Gravy. No, but really, she's going to make my favorite dinner that she makes that I love. And... who the fuck knows when we're going to eat or where I'll be or if my father's going to... I don't know. I just don't know anything anymore. All I know is tomorrow's my Sunday from work. It's my second day off. It's my, you know, My Saturday is my Saturday is my Friday. Sunday is my Monday. You know, it's all fucked up. I hate working on the weekends. Chico, what's up, brother? I love the 90s Raptors jersey. Yo, those jerseys were sick. Oh, the Tennessee Titans. I love the Houston Oilers old jersey. I wanted to get a Warren Moon jersey, bro, when I saw it. They made a Warren Moon jersey, the dark one, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yo, that would be a jersey I would get right there, that Warren, because I loved Warren Moon, and those jerseys were pretty cool. The Houston Oilers, the old-fashioned Houston Oilers jerseys were sick. I never saw those. Oh, those other jerseys by the Dallas Stars. Yeah, those are pretty shitty. Yo, the old school starter jackets, bro. I had the Raiders jacket. And when I seen John Gotti wearing the old school starters Oakland Raiders jacket, which everybody I know and their mother had one, I was like, damn, fucking even Gotti was sporting that shit back then. Everybody had them. And then a lot of people in New York obviously had the New York Giants one. I'll never forget it. It was all blue with the Giants logo on the back and it had the zipper on the side. And I remember the Jets one that they had, but that one was black with the Jets sign on it. And they also, I think, had a green one too, but that one was like more rare. But those starter jackets back in the day with the side zipper were the shit. I think they had a pullover New York Islanders starter jacket back then that had like a center pouch. They came out with every team back then, obviously, like they do now. So like you could get that pullover. It was a hoodie pullover with a zipper on the top, right? And it had like a pouch by where your stomach is that you could put your hands into and hold stuff, like a pocket, but a full pocket type thing. And those fucking, they still sell those. Dude, I found all of those old-fashioned starter jackets and pullover, retro shit they are now, they're called. You could find them all on fucking, what is that? eBay. I found tons of them. I could buy the original Raiders starter jacket, but my ass was too fat to fit in it, and I was like, I need a 4X in that jacket if I'm going to get it, because I want to wear it. And I could never find it that big. You know, nobody's got a 4X fucking starters Raider from 1990, whatever. But I did find 2XL, even a 3XL, and they were in decent shape. Because if I could get my hands on one of those jackets, bro, I would wear that bitch. Because that jacket, I wish Starter would remake those jackets the same way they made them back then. Those shits would sell like fucking hotcakes. I love Starter shit. And Champion. You know? But I've been wearing weird clothing lately because I could fit into all kinds of shit now. Shannon's been buying me like thongs and nah, I'm just kidding. But Shannon's been buying me like 2XL. And I haven't fit in 2XL like fucking like 15 years. If that. So it's weird. But yeah, I would love to buy those starters. They still have nice starter shit available to buy now still. You know, like if you go and look up starter jackets and you put in the retro shit, you'll find a lot of nice shit that's just made now, like really nice shit. So Starter's still doing their thing. They're not as popular, obviously. I remember when Starter had Starter sneakers out. You know, Starter everything, bro. Champion and Starter. Tommy, how you figure? Tommy Hill figure. Tommy, how the hell you figure? But anyway, what do we got here tonight? How many people we got here right now? We got like about 40 people. Yeah, that's pretty nice, man. Late on a Sunday night going into Monday. I got an ant problem in this fucking room. I don't eat in here. I never bring food in here. And I see ants, and I put an ant trap in here. It's supposedly supposed to kill all of them. But we'll see what happens. I keep seeing ants on the wall every once in a while. I'm like, why are you guys in here? There's no fucking food in here. And somebody told me when I asked them, oh, they're looking for water. And I'm like, but it's not wet in here. There's nothing in here. Like, fuck off. Go somewhere where there's fucking food, you retards. Fucking annoying. But yeah, I'll tell you why I said that shit about, like I was saying a couple of things here and there. I heard the interview today that somebody did, right? I don't want to get into drama, but I got to talk about it a little for those of you who give a fuck. I heard an interview today with somebody that was in the community a while back, right? And I heard good old water boy Jacob, right, on there going, you know, Ken gave me, he was on there thanking people when his mom died for people that were there for him and all this shit, and he didn't even say my name. And it's like, dude, I've always thanked everybody that's ever fucking reached out to me and said anything to me, and I return the favors. If those people are in need of anything that I could help them with, I would do it in a heartbeat. And like, if your problem with me is, because this guy flip-flops on me constantly. He hates me, you know, 1 month. The next month, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, then again, I'm copying this guy. I made my room look like someone else's room. Bullshit. That's bullshit. That is bullshit, because I put my heart and soul into building this fucking room, and I don't have shit just thrown up on the fucking wall like spaghetti, all right? And a random shelf here and a random... I don't care what anybody does. That's their own fucking business. When you, like, talk shit about me, I go back and I say shit too. And that's what I'm doing. I heard shit about my wife, which I said nothing about anybody else's wife in fucking months on end. People listen to me all the time, so you could sit there and a guy, Jacob RP is the type of guy to be like, no, he talks shit about Joe all the time. No, I don't. People that listen to me know I don't talk shit about Joe all the time, okay? And if anything, we're making bits and skits out of what we're doing. There's nothing serious about it. There's no one being threatened. There's no one being hurt. We're just busting balls just like other people have with me. Now, my wife was brought up before, and I don't watch Joe. I don't watch anything he does, right? Somebody made a comment in my comment section about what Joe was doing and something. I don't even want to say what it said, but it was something along the lines of what he was doing, right? I made a comment back to them like, something stupid, typical, something like that. I didn't even get into a whole thing, right? Long story short, his thing is when he finds out about it, because obviously, you know, Joe plays into shit just like anybody else does, the same level. And the comment was, oh, I'm glad they still watch. Well, okay, that's fine. But I don't watch. I only know because somebody made a comment in my section. And I don't see anything at all. I swear on my mother. May God strike me dead. Take one of my children if I'm lying. Okay? I'm looking right into the camera. Take one of my children from me, my most precious fucking thing in this world. Okay? I do not watch Jacob RP or Joe Cronin show. I don't watch any of them. So I don't even know when Jacob RP ats me. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know it. I don't see it. I don't care. You know why? Because you've jumped the shark to me, Jacob. You have jumped the shark to me. And if you don't know what the fuck that is, then use your brain and research it. But like, you're like an episode, you're like a show that gets so old that they throw like a 5-year-old kid in out of nowhere, and they're like, oh yeah, the mother had a baby and here's the new character. Yeah, okay, she had a baby at 70, right? But anyway, it's like that show that has to add a new element to try to like re-spark the flame that's not there no more. You know what I mean? And the whole jump the shark thing is that show, I guess it was with Fonzie on that show that used to be out in the 70s, where he jumped over a shark, and they said, oh, that was about the point we knew this show was ruined, because they were like trying all this shit with the writing, it was stupid. That's what you are to me, Jacob. You're like a show that lost its fire, lost its thunder because of all the shit. And you go on the streams and you tell people, oh, people talk shit about me and don't like me because I hung out with guys like YR and this guy and that guy. When it's like, no. People judged you on what you've done in the past. Plain and simple, not who you hung out with. All right? So, but with all that said, if Jacob RP was a guy that was there for me, then I thank him for that. And I have thanked him for that in the past, and everyone else that was there for me. Right? Just like I try to be there for anyone else that needed me for anything. There's not much I can do. I'm not a doctor. I'm not some great knowledge person. I'm not nothing. I'm shit. I'm dog shit. I know that. I get it. I'm no better than anybody. I don't act like I am. Sometimes I might, but I know my role. I know my place on this earth, and I am no above anybody. Nobody. I'm the head of my family. That's it. I'm happy with that. I don't need to be the head of shit. I don't need to be number one. I don't need to be the man. I don't need to be all that. I'm comfortable with my life and who I am and what I am. And if I get blessed with anything good down the road, and that doesn't mean YouTube, I mean anything in life, then so be it. If I don't get blessed with good and I get blessed with bad, then that's the story that is for me, and that's it. And I'm willing to accept that in life. I'm willing to accept death. I'm willing to accept it, that I'm no better than anyone else. So yes, my parents died too by COVID. Because before 2019, my parents were fine. They were fucking driving to Florida together and having a great time. And then after the COVID came out and the COVID shot came out, I'm minus one parent and the other one out, going out the door. So I'm willing to accept my shit. And my point is, I'm not better than you or anyone else, Jacob or anybody else. But the deal is, you know what? You reap what you sow. You make your own bed. You lie in it. And you can't go blame that on YR or this guy or that guy or hanging out with this person or that person. You make your own bed. People will judge you accordingly. Now, me, I judge you accordingly. I do think that you're like a fucking idiot. You are just... This, you fucking flip-flop so much, and you keep talking shit. And 1 month you hate somebody's stream and you hate them, but then when they're being nice to you, you're all over the dick. They're the greatest thing ever. So you can't take you serious. You're like a show that has lost its thunder. It's lust. It's over. It's over because you don't have the heart to fucking hang in there for the long haul. You just don't. You don't have the heart to stay in there for the long haul, and that's not my fault. I think you're a very talented guy, just like a lot of other people in this community. You know what I mean? When you want to be. You're an unbelievable artist. You fucking, like, I have no problem with that. And as far as the Joe shit, I don't see what you put down about him. I don't see that you make videos on me. I don't see it all. I don't know, and I don't care. I don't care. I got bigger fish to fucking fry in life than to go on my phone and worry about what you're putting up. And let me tell you something. If I go online and I say something on this microphone in front of this camera, why would I give a fuck if somebody tags it, takes it, and puts it in a short and just keeps replaying it? Why would I care? I said it on air. I said it so people could hear it. I said it right here. So why would I give a fuck if you amplify it? And you're not even amplifying it. Why do I give a fuck? I don't care. I said it. I put it out there. Why would I care if you clip it? I don't. I thank you for that. Put my shit out there for me. I appreciate it. Like, what the fuck? To me, it's all a plus. So I don't go serious, bro. Like, we might have gotten arguments in the past, and I might have gotten serious with people in the past, like been pissed off about certain things. But at this point in my life, no, there's nothing that can get me that pissed off online anymore. And number two, like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to argue. You know what I mean? I got other shit to worry about. So when I'm not putting that much time and effort into arguing with people, when I could put time and effort into something else, you know? Put it into my channel. Put it into having fun on my streams. Put it into the people I come on here and I stream with, who I love and I'm very good friends with and blood related to. Like, that shit is important to me. You know, those guys are my friends. They're my responsibility. When they're on my channel, I want them to feel comfortable, and just like anybody in the chat, I want people to feel comfortable and have fun and the whole shit, right? I've always been that way. I very much care about that. I don't like seeing people fight in the chat. I don't like seeing, you know, somebody being singled out and all that. And when I do see it, it sucks. But, like, that happens very rarely in my chats. All right? I don't have that big of a channel for all these different people coming through there and, you know, and friction. So it is what it is. But for the most part, you know, shit's fun. I'm have fun with it. Make skits and bits. Make fun with it. Have fun with it. Same thing with when, you know, I hear somebody say, "Oh, my wife's not a fat mess that'll come on camera," you know, unlike other people who stream. Like, okay, you know what? I'll take that. No problem. I know what my wife is. I don't need to prove anything. How gorgeous she is or what she looks like. I don't need to fucking prove shit. And by you saying that, it doesn't even hurt me. That's why I do a skit and a bit back now. You know what I mean? I'll do something funny back. Like, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit there and start, you know, like, responding to stupid shit. If I said it on air, I said it so I wanted to put it out there. So why would it be a problem if somebody took it and you know, it's just fucking, That's another reason why I think, like, Jacob, you're fucking retarded sometimes. Like, because what is that going to do to me? Like, he's on a stream with these guys, and he says, you know, like, I'm fucking with Ken, and I'm doing this to... Like, I don't even know you fucking with me, bro. So, sorry. You're really not fucking with me. You're amusing yourself at this point, because I don't even see it, and I don't give a fuck. I really don't care at all. Like I said before, on my kids, I don't care what you're posting. It doesn't bother me. Do it all day and all night. Have fucking knock yourself out. So, yeah, the bits and the skits that were made and played and this and that. Somebody hit me up and goes, oh, you went a little hard on Joe. I was like, well, okay, well, you could say that. Fine, whatever. I kept it all skits and bits. I'm not personal, nothing personal, you know? So, and I don't do that every stream. You know what I mean? Done it the last couple of streams. But if you go listen to the last, you know, the 30 before that, I don't say shit about anybody. I just do my thing. I might make a joke here and there, but for the most part, I do my thing. I'm sure a lot of people could agree with that. You know, I mean, come on. The proof is in the pudding. You know? Yeah, I'm not taking any phone calls, dude. Just letting you know. Kind of just hanging out alone on my fucking birthday. Well, not alone with you guys in the chat. On my shittieth birthday. On my shittieth birthday. Because my birthday used to be special, man. I used to be a spoiled fuck. You know, even though we were poor as shit, I was a spoiled fuck, man. My mother would make it all about me that day or that week or for a couple of days. You know, so like when you grow up as a young kid, your birthday's big. You know, it's like every year it's your birthday. You get presents, birthday cake, people speak, you know, they treat you great. You love it. But when you get older, oh my God, it turns into such a shit show, your birthday. It really turns into like a negative thing. I don't know why. It really fucking does. It turns into a negative thing. I guess the older you get, just the more negative it gets, man. Because like I'm sitting here going, I really could give a fuck. It's my birthday. And I'm 47 years old, man. I started out in this community at 37. I was fucking 37 when I started in this community. And I'm 47 now. I'm like 3 years away from being a 50-year-old fucking old. When I used to meet 50-year-olds or 47-year-olds when I was a young kid, I used to think, damn, those are old. That's an old motherfucker right there. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that person. I don't feel like I'm fucking 47. I don't think I think like I'm 47. You know, like, it's really weird. I highly recommend not getting old. You know, Steve, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I have been real with everybody from the get-go, bro. You know that, man. I think a lot of you guys know that. I don't always do everything right, and I do fuck up, and I have fucked up, and I have not done the right thing by certain people sometimes, but my heart is in the right place, and I don't mean to hurt anybody. I never did. Never did. Nobody. So, but, you know what? Like, as far as all the other shit, man, you know, this is fun for me. That's why I do it. So, you know. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here, like I said the other night. I didn't want to stream last night because I was just like in a shit mood and worked out. Like I worked all week. I was tired. Was at the hospital the whole night before for a while. So I didn't want to like live stream, man. But my wife said something that I really was like, and I mentioned it last night. She said to me, well, you love doing that stream, you know, you love doing that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And she's like, how come you don't want to do it? And I was like, well, I'm tired and I feel like shit. And I'm not in the mood to laugh and have a good time. And like, what's the sense of going on there if I'm not in that mood? And she was like, but you get into that mood once you go on there and you're with these people and around these people and doing this. And I was like, you're right. I do. And every time I could come in here in the shittiest fucking mood, as soon as I start the stream, as soon as I get on this mic, as soon as I get with you guys, I start having a good time. So, like, why would you not want to do something you have a good time with, you know? Dude, I'm not taking calls, bro. Holy shit. 7 fucking times. What are you, Bullfrog? Christ. Holy shit, dude. I didn't expect that out of you, bro. Doc Ock. The fuck, dude. I'm not taking any phone calls, though, but I appreciate it. Thank you. But I really just don't, I don't want to talk and shit tonight about, like, I don't want to, like, do the whole, how you doing? Where you at? Look who it is. Hey. You know, if certain people call in, I would always answer their calls. They know who they are. But right now, I'd rather just keep it like this. By myself. On my birthday. On my shit day. Well, I'm just happy. I'm just like grateful for my mom giving birth to me on this day. Like 47 years ago, she was a young, healthy woman that gave birth today. She gave birth at like 11 o'clock in the morning to me. So at 11 o'clock today, I'm going to think of her, and I'm going to think of her and like in labor and all the stories she told me about my birth. And I'm going to say, holy shit, I can't believe she ain't here with me for my birthday, because that woman made me feel great every birthday. She cared so much for me, man. Fucking gave everything to me. Fucking, I hate it. I fucking hate it. But look at these kids getting blown away at fucking 2 years old in fucking Israel. So it's like, put shit into perspective, man. You know, it sucks, but things could be worse. Things could have been worse. Things could be a million times worse. So, you know, as bad as things are, sometimes they could be that much worse. So that's the way I think of it. And believe it or not, my mother used to, like, not yell at me for thinking that way, but she'd be like, no, don't think that way. Like, no, it still sucks. It sucks every way. It sucks that, you know. I was like, well, at least that person got to live 50 years with their family, and it, yeah, but, and she would go like, no, but it sucks the person was 50 years old. Like, you can't find anything positive out of that. And I was like, trying to search for something positive out of that. And I was like, well, I mean, at least they got to, like, at least they weren't 2 years old and they died at birth and never experienced life. Like, that's what I'm saying. At least they got those 50 fucking years. You know, that's the way I was looking at it. But my mother always told me, like, I guess that was the wrong way of looking at it. I don't know why. I mean, I thought it was a positive way of looking at death, but she said to me once that, like, you lose what death is all about when you think of it that way after a long time. It's like, then you're just like, hey, whatever, 25-year-old died. Well, hey, at least he got 25 years. No, it sucks. You know? It sucks either way. Whether you get 25 years or 2 years or 70 years, death just sucks, period. And so does not having a lighter. You got to use fucking camp matches to smoke a bong. A birthday bong. I was just firing back. That's all I was doing. I didn't start no shit. I was just firing back. I heard some shit about my wife. No, actually, it all started with, I saw some shit commented in a section. I said typical and laughed. It got back to that person. Thanks for still watching. Then then it was at least my wife comes on and fucking, you know, she's not afraid to show herself, blah, 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 fat fuck, whatever he said. It was something along those lines. I didn't take it to where I was like, you know what, I'm fuck going in. Joe's done. I'm going to fucking, like, it was like, whatever. I laughed about it. Like, okay, dickhead, I don't watch you anyway. But, all that shit. So it was never like, and you know what? I'm not taking it serious. I don't take it to heart. He joked around. I don't care. I'm sure he'll tell you he was joking. Right? And I'm sure he'll tell you it wasn't even about me. It wasn't even about that guy. I was talking about this other guy's wife that I know that never comes on streams, right? But yeah, you guys all know the deal. You know the shtick. It wasn't even about Ken, right? And you know what? RP wants to say I copy people. Bro, go back and do the research, man, of what's what. And look at times and this and that. And when shows are posted up on certain areas before all the shit. And you know what? I got a fucking small ass channel, almost 3,000 subs, not even, right? But hey, obviously other people that fucking have other channels are influenced by me, just like people influence me. But I don't copy fucking nobody, and I sure as hell didn't make my room look like someone else's. Like, you're just out of your fucking mind saying that, because I go out of my way to try to be original. And yeah, the belt and all that, but this is what I come from, bro, and I'm not going to change who I am because it might look like I'm doing something someone else is doing. I don't give a fuck. If it looks like I'm doing something someone else is doing, well, maybe they're doing what I'm doing, if you look hard enough. Or maybe it looks like I'm doing what they're doing. Either way, I don't care, because in my mind, I ain't copying nobody. I'm doing what I'm doing. And if I'm influenced by people, I have no problem saying that. Like other people have a problem saying that they're not, you know. I have no problem saying I'm fucking influenced. So, dude, I wasn't really taking calls, bro. I'm not going to be on long. Yeah.
What's up, fucker?
What's going on?
What you doing, buddy? Birthday buddy?
Just chilling, man.
Just chilling?
Yeah. Not really doing much. Just talking about the bullshit for a little bit.
The bullshit that they're trying to... The usual bullshit?
Yeah, you know. The usual bullshit.
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah, you know, it's the usual bullshit, but whatever, man. It's not even a big deal. Like, what, you know, like, I don't think Jacob RP's like, oh, you know, I'm trolling Ken, and you're not, you got to troll. Like, in order to troll somebody, they got to be trolled, and they got to see it to be trolled. I don't see your shit. I don't care about it. I don't give a fuck. I don't look for it or look at it, and I don't care. So you're not trolling me. But if you think you are, then hey, go with it. Knock yourself out.
Whatever makes him happy, right?
Yeah, whatever makes him happy with his little fucking dodo brain. You know?
Oh, fuck.
Fucking like just.
It's like it's like the same shit, different year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
It's like a revolving fucking door of shit. Man, it's weird. This is the first time I've logged into Skype in like fucking 7 months, man. So, but I figure I'd call.
Dude, you haven't been on a stream in like since your cousin died, I think.
Exactly. I mean, I fired off a couple of my own, but no.
Well, I'm saying you haven't been on mine since then. I'll tell you that. But yeah, man, I got news for you. I probably think of your cousin every fucking time I stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do, man.
I believe it.
I really do, because you know what? Like,
you know,
it just reminds me of him, and you know, he was the type of person that loved this shit and wanted to do it on his own very badly, and I influenced that guy a lot. And he was older than me.
He loved you like a brother, dude.
I know he did, and that's why I loved the guy, man, because I was like, wow, you know, this guy who's older than me likes what I do enough to that he's influenced by me, and he's doing shit like I do, and like he's just having fun with it. And when I would see you guys doing that and having fun, it would just be a fun thing for me, you know. And I think that's why I've always like had a sore spot for your cousin, because you know he always liked me and he's always cool with me. So
I know one of the biggest things that he was really looking forward to was you getting your studio done, because
and he never even saw it.
He was like, man, then Ken's gonna be on every week, multiple times every week, and he's like, he's like, I look forward to it.
I know he did, man. I know he did. Like,
there was plenty of times too. I wouldn't even know that you're live, and
he would
I'd go up and I'd go to the bathroom or something, and he'd be like, hey, Ken's live, and I'm like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah. You know, or there'd be times where it would go back and forth where, like, I would tell him, like, Ken's live, and he wouldn't even know, and he's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. Then within 2 minutes, dude, he's firing you up. He's got you on the screen. And, you know, I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, and the other thing, he really wanted to meet you in person. And
I know, man.
And now it would have happened. That's what's fucked up. Like, now it would have been like no problem. Fucking, we could have showed up on your day off and
I
fucking
wanted to meet
out.
Real Talk too, and that never happened. And your cousin, and it'll never.
Was
like, it'll happen in death.
It was just kind of waiting for it to get nice in the summer, and fucking, he didn't make it.
I know, man. I know. I think of all those guys, man. Bobbitt, like I can't believe Bobbitt's fucking dead too. Like, it's just,
yeah, I know, man. It's fucked up, man.
Bailey Smoke Rudolph, like all the a couple of the OGs are gone, man. Like already, shouldn't be that way, but it is. It's fucked. But with Silver Roll, I figure his spirit's probably fucking still watching. So
I had to go to Home Depot.
Okay, Cunny. Okay, you go to Home Depot, but
yeah.
But I figure he's probably watching. He probably saw you in your new studio. And
I know, man. I believe very much in all that, but it's like, yeah, you try to be positive about it and better place, looking over us type of thing, and I believe that, but in the same breath, I'm like, it's fucking stupid. It sucks. Just sucks.
Fucking dying at 50. Yeah. What the fuck, man? You know what I mean, dude? Like,
yeah, 50 fucking years old.
Never would imagine when I had my birthday, he wouldn't be here. But that's the way it went. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're the one that you had the bad heart, right?
Yeah.
Well, not the bad heart, but you had prior history with shit more than he did, right?
No, his was worse.
His was worse, really?
Oh, yeah, he had the Widowmaker.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had the Widowmaker.
Wait. Like, he had this before he died? Like, in the past? Like, years ago?
He lived through it. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, the Widowmaker, fuck, it was 10 years ago.
And he lived 10 years after that?
Yeah.
And then he
ended up having 2 more heart attacks after that.
And when were those?
Well, one was like 5 years ago, and then one was 2 days before he died. Wow. So he had a 3rd heart attack, and he lived through it, but he died from the complications.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he needed a 4th stent, because he already had 3. Yeah. And he needed another one, and they were waiting for his heart to heal up, and he didn't make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I spoke to him the night, like hours before he died, and he left me a message, and I missed his call. And there's this whole thing he wrote to me. And then you see me writing him back, like, yo, hit me up. He was still alive. And then he went to sleep, and that was it. Right?
Well,
and that was it.
Well, I talked to him.
Yeah, you talked to him after that, and before he went to sleep, right?
Oh
shit! Wait, hold on one second. Hold up. It's chili cheese. With the chili cheese, shout out to the chat. It's the shout out to the chat.
Shout it out to the chat. Shout out to the chat.
Shout it out to the foul-mouthed chat.
Getting old and losing parents at far too young sucks.
Yeah.
But life moves on, and we're only here for a moment in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm just getting my own life back. After nearly 2 years away from here, it's awesome to see what you've built.
Wait, hold up. Wait, hold on one second. Save that thought. Don't say it yet.
Okay.
But chili cheese, thank you, bro. Yes. And, listen, I got friends that come on here with me that are going through shit with their parents where they, like, wait on their parents hand and foot, bro. Like, they're every day taking care of them like a nurse. And they know exactly what I'm going through. I know what they're going through. And you know what? Anybody that's had to care for a parent or a fucking real close person, loved one, or whatever it may be, it's not easy. Going to the hospital every fucking day, going in and out, this and that. Sometimes you're like, maybe it is better off if they die, but you think about it and you're like, fuck, I don't want to lose that person though. Like that's my best friend who's in the hospital right now. There's no doubt about that. That my father is my best friend. Like, that's my I mean, that guy would do anything for me. So, you know, and I loved my mother a lot. I don't love my father more, but differently, you know, and the relationship me and my father had were really close and really tight, like when I got older. When I was little, I was a mama's boy. No doubt about it. Like, my mother was everything. But when I got older, my father was a big influence and really showed me how to be a fucking man. Once he got his shit straightened out, he became the best father, man. When he stopped drinking, he became like a great father. He wasn't too good early on because he really didn't give a fuck about anything, but he became a really good father, and I owe him everything, and that's my best friend sitting in that hospital. And I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, you know what, he should die because it'd be easier on him. No, you know what, fight until your last breath. Because you're wanted here. You wanted, you know, just like your cousin was wanted here. Yeah. By people want you here because, you know, people take it for granted talking to people and interacting with them. It could be the last time you talk or interact with the person. Like, yeah, you don't go around caring for everyone, but keep that in mind. Like, whenever you're talking to somebody, like, it could be the last time, you know? So make it count, you know?
I definitely didn't think that was the last time I was going to talk to Silverall. I talked to him until like about 1:30 in the morning for about 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And
he died like hours later, right?
Right, because I went to the bathroom at 5 o'clock, dude, in the morning.
Yeah.
And I think he was already dead. To be honest, I think he literally died within just a couple of hours of talking to him. I think that's what happened.
Well, who found him?
I just didn't go over there, man. I didn't go.
Who found him?
Because I take my sleep. His mom.
His mom, because his mom was staying there because she dropped him off because he had the heart attack in Colorado, correct?
Yeah, and she was pretty much watching out for him. You know,
she was there just taking care of him for a couple of days because he was getting home and getting settled in.
She was gonna take care of him for the whole 30 days.
Oh, okay.
Until he healed up. You know what I'm saying?
And that was his first night home or his second night home?
Second night home. You know, and it was like the first night when he got home, I talked to him for about 5 hours, and he didn't seem bad, dude. He seemed like, actually...
Dude, you know what he said to me? He said,
Ken, like he was doing better.
Bro, he sent me a photo of himself. I didn't ask him to do this. He sent me a photo of him sitting in the hospital, right, with his bags packed saying, I'm going home, bro. And I was like, oh, man, I'm so happy you're getting to fucking go home, bro. Like, he thought he was going to die, right, in Colorado. Right. He really did. Yeah. And so did I, and so did everybody else. But he made it, and when his bags were packed, he sent me a photo of him. I didn't ask him to do it. He just sent it. He's like, I'm on my way home. I said, bro, I can't believe you're going home. I'm so happy for you. Hit me up when you get home. He hits me up when he gets home that night, right? I spoke to him, right? Then the next day, he hits me up again. I missed his call. I hit him back up saying, hey, bro, I missed your call, blah, blah, blah. Then finally, he calls me, but I'm sleeping. And then... like 8 hours later, you hit me up that he's dead. So
yeah, because his mom found him about 10:30 in the morning, and then she woke me up.
So technically, he spoke to you last because you spoke to him late that night, right? He was on. Yeah, he was on a stream. He was on a stream with all those guys that night. The night before he died. Remember that? He was on a stream with a bunch of people the night before he died.
When he got back from Colorado?
Yeah, he was on a stream the night before he died.
I thought he was on a stream with them guys before he went to Colorado.
No, it wasn't. I'm telling you, it was when he got home. I'm telling you, I remember it. He got home and he was on a stream with those guys, and he said something like, "I don't want to fight with people. I just want to have a good time. I just want to have fun. You know, no hard feelings to anybody I argued with in the past." And shit like that. And he literally died hours later. Because that was that night.
I'm pretty sure.
Listen, I'll tell you, I know for a fact. I could show you the text messages with him. He hit me up after he did that stream. He called me. I missed his call. He left me a message, and then I left him a message, and he sent me a photo of himself again, of him sitting in his chair, saying, I'm home. I was just on a stream with these guys. I'm home. I'm chilling. I called you. Hit me back up type of thing, right? And then I said, I almost spoke to him, but we didn't get to speak. And then you said you spoke to him 1:30 that night, right? And then he passed away after that. Because he was on the stream and hit me up earlier in the night, like 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
Well, the date of that stream then would have had to have been October 8th, because he died October 10th. So,
well, I don't know what the exact date was, but I do know that it was very close to the night.
I know exactly when he died.
What?
You know what I mean? I know exactly the date that he died on.
Yeah, yeah.
He died on the 10th. So.
Yeah, October 10th, right?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he went on that stream with them guys right before he left for Colorado.
No, I'm telling you, it wasn't before he left, because he talked about his heart attack in Colorado on it. He did. He did. I'm telling you, that I remember specifically. He was talking about.
I mean, I know that I listened to the whole thing, but
I'm just saying. I know he did say that he was talking about what happened to himself in Colorado and all that shit, and he was in a mood of like, I'm just grateful to be alive, and I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to argue. I just want to have a good time, blah, 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 right?
No, I remember that. Yeah.
And, but anyway, I mean, listen, regardless of what is what, all I know is I missed his call the last night he was alive, which I look at the Skype message every so often because I still have it on there. And I'm like, fuck, man, you know, like what the fuck, dude? Like, so fucking just.
I mean, you didn't fucking know that he was gonna die a few hours later. Fuck,
I know, but
man.
it just goes to show you, like, you just never know, man. You know, and like me and him didn't know each other like you and him do, obviously, but knowing him for the years that I did on here and for the laughter that we've shared, we also had some downtime too, because you know what, your cousin wasn't always like. You know, he fucked up quite a bit sometimes, and so did I. So, I mean, I'll be the first one to say it, but he was one of those, too, where sometimes he would fuck up and do some stupid shit or say something. But you know what? We were all like that back then at some point, right?
Not me. I never make mistakes.
Come on, dude. You were like that, too. We were all like that. We've all calmed down in that sense a lot.
I know.
But,
dude, we're human. Humans
but you know what?
Mistakes.
With all that said, though, your cousin overall, was just a down-to-earth good dude and fun to be with and laugh like me and him laugh together like I've laughed with some people in this community. I laugh with really hard, like I connect with them and laugh fucking hard with them. And it's only like maybe 2 handfuls of people in this community that I laugh really hard with whenever I fuck with them. And he was definitely one of those guys, because me and him would always be laughing our asses off. I would send him like little stupid messages of imitating somebody or doing something that we were talking about, and he would send me a message back dying laughing and doing the same thing, that type of shit, right? And he was always fun.
There's plenty of hours that you can go back and listen to us all having fun and laughing.
See, that's the good thing that you, and that's why dude, that's why I cherish doing this shit. Yeah. Because I know that one day either I or somebody I'm close to or one of you guys that have been watching me stream for years can go back at any point, hopefully, with all this shit on here. I should record all my shit, because I don't think
that's what I was going to tell you.
But I don't have anything recorded, because if YouTube went down, I get erased. You know what I mean? So
I have the hard drive of every episode that we did record.
Yeah, I got to do that. I got to at least save some of it. Maybe the early shit and like some late shit, but I got to save some of it, because if this shut down, I'm gone. They shut down the internet.
That's something that I told Silver Roll. I said, dude, we need to make sure we get a little hard drive, and we need to record all of our episodes, right? So
that's a good thing to do.
A couple weeks later, he fucking got a nice little fucking hard drive, right?
Yeah.
And I hooked it up, and it was like a 2 terabyte one, and I'm like, yeah, dude,
nice.
Fuck, we'll be.
And you got all your shit on there.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, we'll be able to get like 10 years worth of episodes.
That's what I was saying. Thank God you guys did that, and you had fun, and you did what you guys did. And let me tell you something. There was plenty of times, and I remember 1 or 2 in particular where you guys were just really fucking macking it up and having a good time. That one time when you guys were all poolside and he got the pool going and he busted his ass to make that stream like enjoyable for you guys, and not only for you guys but the people watching. And that's the type of shit that I love and I respect in like podcasting and doing all this shit, is when somebody goes out of their way to make sure that not only the people they're doing shit with live is good, but the people at home watching can have fun through them. And I'm telling you, that one time watching you guys out poolside, it was fun then, and now knowing that he passed away, it makes it even greater of a moment watching it, because you guys were just having a great time. It's summertime, the pool, you're live streaming, and it's like, what more can you ask for? You're drinking, you're eating, you're having a good time, you're laughing. Like, that's a great moment. That's a great memory, and it was all there for everybody to enjoy. And I enjoyed it when I watched it live, when you guys were doing that. And I said to myself when I was watching it, like, look how far these guys came, man. Jesus Christ. Like, you know, some of these people didn't take these guys serious. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, didn't say, you know, you could do anything that's half amusing. You know what I mean? But your cousin, he had a full-blown studio, and he was already into this shit. You know, and like, and then him finding us, listen, him finding us through you, right? And coming in and start podcasting and doing this shit was right up his fucking alley, because he loves all this shit. Speakers, wiring, computer, this, you know, the fucking mixer, the voice changer, this. Like, he loves that shit. He's a fan of it, like I am, like a lot of people are, you know? And he loved this shit, you know?
Yeah, it was a weird deal, because I moved in and he didn't know, he didn't know nothing was going on.
Yeah.
He didn't know about none of it, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, hey, dude, check this out.
And that's that's right around the time when we knew you for having a sink in your room and a little half black little black son.
Half black,
half black son. Your half black son that you had, right?
See, here's the whole truth about it. All right.
The half black son. You know, is that what you're talking about right now? Or no.
No. What? About how even the show even was formed. All right.
What, your show?
Because
okay.
Because what happened was like he kept egging. He said, "Come on, dude, we got to do a show. We should do one, you know." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, it's a bad idea." I'm like, "It's a terrible idea."
Oh,
right.
Why do you say a terrible idea?
Because I said, dude, it's just gonna ruin everything. Everybody's gonna be completely pissed off at me, and it's gonna be a terrible fucking idea.
Why would you think that, bro?
Because it's true. When you go out and you branch out on your own, you create more haters.
Nobody. Well, listen, you are right about that. You do sometimes, but and it's funny because that's one of the things that I heard Jacob R. Diddle say. He's like, oh, you know, if it wasn't for so-and-so, Ken would never be doing this shit or even be here. And that's like bullshit, dude. I was always into this shit. I was doing fucking recordings and radio shit years before I even showed up on fucking YouTube or knew anybody. So, like, stop the shit. And I'm sure other people would be doing shit if it wasn't for me or someone else. Like, so get over yourself. Like, not everybody's a product of because somebody star searched found them. Like, look, I find all the stars because you know, like,
that was
fuck up.
That was the whole thing. I wanted to do something, you know what I mean? But Silver Roll was fucking gung ho, like, and like you said, he already had the fucking set.
Yeah, he had a full blown studio, bro.
So it was like, dude, that's the first day I moved in.
I remember when you showed the studio.
You showed me.
Listen,
and I'm like,
I remember when you showed the studio for the first time, bro. I was like, you showed it, and we were all like, whoa, like, what the fuck? You got a studio? And you're like, I got a studio now, motherfuckers. What do you think of that? You know?
Dude, okay, so it was like, I kind of fall upon him having a studio, right? And he's gung-ho about wanting to get something going. And I'm like, fuck, all right. So I delayed it like a month. And what it was he's like, you got to come up with a name. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'll work on it, right?
And then you stole it from Joe, right? Yeah, I got it.
Well, something like that.
Yeah.
But whatever. I wanted something that was gonna be fucking nasty.
Yeah.
And unforgettable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
unforgettable. I wanted it to be something that would be etched in people's brains forever. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was like that.
I know, but the guy did have T-shirts out, you know, kind of saying the same thing. No, I'm just fucking
fuck that.
I'm just.
It's not like it said Real as Fuck TV LLC Joe Cronin.
No,
I could have been worse about it. You know what I'm saying? I could have really fucked with them.
Nah, but it's all good. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead, say what you're saying.
But so, you know, I couldn't really come up with nothing that good, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was taking a shower, and fucking that name came in my head, and I came out of the shower, and I was like, well, how about Real as Fuck TV? And about 3 seconds go by, and he's like, yeah, I like that.
I love it.
Like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's good. Let's go with it.
I mean, listen, dude, whatever the name was, you had fun, you know?
So then he started making up, you know, all the thumbnails and all that. He did all that, dude. Just so you know, everything you see, the thumbnails, the pictures, the scenes, that was all him, dude. I had nothing to do.
Dude, Chili Cheese is saying some shit like, dude, I know, like, that's a tough thing, man, to go through, like, where you're fucking dealing with your childhood home. And I watched my grandparents, like, their house, like, fucking just switch hands. And it was a shitty, like, it was a shitty way to end. Abel Salas, what's up, brother? Shout out to you, man. Yeah, it's...
So when everybody wants to really, you can thank Silver Roll for the show even being born, dude. None of it would have ever happened. Yeah. Who knew that 10 years down the road?
Yeah.
Now it's a piece of history, and now we can listen to him laughing. Who knew, dude? Who fucking knew, man? You know, like, it was something that accidentally happened. The whole show and everything.
Oh my God, dude! What he's saying is so true, though, bro. It is the truth, bro. We're about the age, like, if you're like 42, right, and above, you're about the age of when guys become president of the United States, right? And he said that all after finally on the other end of everything, after a year of dealing with my mother's passing, and I got all these gray hairs in my fucking beard and my hair, and, you know, let me tell you something. I never had gray hairs. 5 years ago, I didn't have one gray hair. Not one, right? 2 years ago, I had, maybe you could count them, right? You could probably count the spots that I had gray hairs. And you didn't know if they were my really blonde hair, because sometimes I get like really blonde bleach hairs that look white, but they're not. They're blonde. But you couldn't tell like the difference. It was that close. And now, you fast forward like 2-3 years later, since COVID, I swear to God, since COVID, my whole entire bottom of my beard, like my neck beard, this area, is fucking white. It's all white. Like, it's so bad. Like, I turned fucking gray, bro. Yeah. All the way, bro. Like, not all the way, because I still have a lot of my color left, but it's like, holy shit, dude, it'll do that to you. Like, I never thought that stress would, like, and my point is, when presidents go into the White House, doesn't matter who it is, because even Joe Biden, right, looks a million times different than he did the first day he went to the White House. If you look at the first day he was president to what he looks like right now, he looks a million times different. And that's the same thing for every president. You look at Obama, the first year he went in there, 4 years later or 8 years later, he looks different in all photos. Like, and it's the stress, I guess, of the job, and the stress of, like, just going and going and going and going. And then after like a year or 2 or 3, you finally could sit back and go, all right, all that horrible shit is over now. Now it's just horrible moments that were in my life. And now I'm starting out on the other side, where maybe some good things will start happening. Some good times will be lived again. Some moments where I can heal and move past all that. And losing your parents at a young age, I know a couple of people that lost both their parents. Dude, that is the most horrible shit to go through, because it's like being an orphan in this world that young. And that's tough. And you know what? Like, you know, like my mother used to say, and I would say, like, well, at least you got those couple of years with your parents. No, fuck that. No man in his 30s or 40s should be without his mom and dad. or let alone their life at all. And it's sad. And look
my dad 3 years ago.
Look at your cousin. He was somebody's dad.
Yep. He had 2 kids.
And those kids lost their dad. You know, and whatever the situation is, it is. But regardless of that, he was somebody's dad, you know, and he's gone at 50 years old. And just like Chili Cheese said, like, you lose parents at a young age, man, it's a tough thing to deal with. And death is just a fucking scumbag. And it's such a part of us, man, because like every one of us, the minute we're born, we start dying. We're
what's fucked up?
We're like a rose, bro. We are literally like a rose.
Up until about 3 years ago, I really didn't have to deal with too much of a death. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like my dad died, my cousin died.
It comes like that, bro.
Mom died.
Dude, it comes like that, bro. It comes in waves. Like, you'll go so long. Like, okay, so I'll tell you this. Up until I was about 10 years old, I didn't face anything like that in my life at all. Had no deaths, had all my grandparents, my parents, had all my cousins, aunts, uncles, great aunts, great uncles, the whole family, right? Never faced death. Then all of a sudden one day, my grandfather, my father's father, dies at 64 years old out of a heart attack out of nowhere and dies, right? And I really didn't feel the impact of that because I was like a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid and didn't really grasp what was going on, that it's something that's forever, you know, and I didn't grasp that. So it hit me and I found out what loss was all about, right? But it didn't really affect me that much, right? Not until I got older. I thought of my grandfather a lot and I thought, wow, you know, like, this is the guy I was named after and I really didn't even know him. Like, I barely got to know him. I knew him, but I really didn't get to know him as a man. You know, I only was 10 years of my life, you know? And that was the first thing that, like, said to me, life is not all fun, you know? Because up until that point, everything was fun. My whole entire childhood, everything was good. There was nothing bad about it. Yeah, I had some bad times, like getting in trouble in school and this and that, but everything was great. Like, fuck, man, life's going to be like this for the rest of my life, you know? But years down the road, all these people started dying. Aunts and uncles, people that, you know, it's like, yeah, they're close and you mourn and you feel hit, but nothing bad, you know? Just the normal shit. Yep. They were older, they died, they were, you know, the occasional friend dying in a drunk driving accident. Because let's face it, if you came from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, you knew a ton of people that died in DUIs because everybody fucking did it back then. And in the 90s, it was rampant. I knew a couple of people that died in drunk driving accidents. But nothing really that bad that devastated me as a kid or like changed me. And you know what? When I got to like fucking, as a grown man, had kids and all that shit, my wife had cancer. And we had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and she just finished nursing school and found out she had breast cancer. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my wife. And I have 2 little kids. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? And that was the first time that something happened that affected the fuck out of me to where it was like life altering, you know? And yeah, I had a couple of friends overdosing too, man. That was big. It's big now. But
that goes on. Fucking old.
Yeah, just as much now, much now as back then, or even more, you know. But I lost my grandfather, like we all do. I lost, you know, my other grandfather that I grew up with, and he was like my father/grandfather. He's such a great guy, man. But you know, I felt lost, and I learned to live with it. And now losing my mother and like my father, and I know it's because of COVID. I know it's the shot. My father went against all of us, and he went and he got my mother and him both vaccinated because he told me I was afraid. I wanted to go and make sure that your mother and I were protected, especially your mother. And I was like, I get that. I can't blame you. Like, my father's from the old school, you know, where if your government told you to do something, you're going to go and do it because you know they got your best interests at heart. But that's not the country we live in anymore. And I knew, and so did a lot of other people, don't necessarily go jump and get this shot, you know, and go get this shit and give it to your kids. Like, so we researched the fuck out of it. And if it was good, we were going to go get it. But let's face it. It wasn't good. And did your cousin have that shot?
The sad part is he got it more toward the end, dude.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it, bro. I knew
He didn't get that shit right away. He wasn't gonna. Neither. So, yeah.
I knew it.
I didn't get it.
I knew it, bro. I knew it. I knew your cousin got it. I knew it. And
yeah,
you want to know something? Your cousin might still be alive right now if he didn't get it, because that shot.
Maybe.
And I'll tell you this right now, firsthand. That shot took my mother, who had ailments. She had a heart problem because she had a heart attack years before, right? And it was nothing that bad. That was life-threatening, right? And it took a woman that was like at 60%. And it fucking took her down to 20%, like within the first year that she got the shot. And then that 20% slowly went after a couple of months, and it took the fucking life right out of her. Now it's doing the same shit, because my father was fine. Like I said, my mother and father were traveling in 2019, going to Florida. They called me from like South Carolina one night, and I'm like, where are you? And my father's like, we're in South Carolina. I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, we just decided to go see so-and-so in Florida. And I was like, cool, because my father just retired in 2018. And it was like they started doing stuff that they always wanted to do, you know? And I'm thinking, oh, man, you know what? Thank God my parents are all right. They're out and about. They're doing their thing. And that didn't last too long. And they both got the COVID shot, and I'll never forget it. I knew that night, like I knew it. And my sister with them is a little more fucked up towards them, because she blew up on my father and was like, why did you do that to my mother? And I was like, oh, my God. And then my mother died months later after my sister did that. And I was like,
well,
man.
You know, that's what I was going to say, is that them motherfuckers, they hid the fucking lot of the facts about the vaccine from us. And fucking.
Well, my father thought he was doing the right thing. I can't blame him. I can't blame him. You know?
A lot of shit, if I would have known like that was a fucking vaccine.
Yeah, I can't believe your cousin got that.
Through the 90s.
And he fucking died. I know it has something to do with it, bro. Like, yes, your cousin had a bad heart. Yes, my mother was, like, not healthy 100%. But, like, I'm telling you, that shot fucking hurt a lot of people, man.
Because the vaccine attacks underlying illnesses that you fucking have. So then it fucking magnifies it and makes it worse if you have a problem. That's the kind of shit I didn't.
You know what, dude, though? Listen to this. Listen, some people got it, and they were fine. And that is true. There are people that got that shot that were totally fine, bro. 100%. It worked for them. It worked perfect for them.
You're at risk if you have an underlying illness, if you got the vaccine.
I think so.
It's going to attack it.
I think so.
And that's one of the biggest things that they hid, dude. And it was like, I didn't know that shit in the beginning. And it was like, the biggest thing was that vaccine, they was trying to pass it through since the 90s. And every fucking
man, Chili Cheese J, no way, bro. Did I ever think in my wildest dreams that both my parents could be gone before I hit 50? I'm hitting 47 today, right? And I never thought in a million years, like if somebody would have came up to me 10 years ago when I started doing this shit with you guys, and I was 37 years old, I was still a young buck, right? Even at that age. And I came into this, if somebody would have came up to me and said, hey, Ken, before you hit the age of 50, both your parents will be gone, I would have looked at you and laughed like, what? My parents are in great shape. Like, what? Like, you're out of your mind. I would have told you you're out of your mind.
Alive.
I know, but dude, my father it's bad what's going on with him,
Sounds
bro.
like you're already preparing yourself, huh?
I kind of am, dude, and it's fucking sad because I don't want to lose my dad, bro.
Fuck, you're fuck, man. I hear you, dude.
don't want to do that, bro. Listen, I'll tell you this, bro. They're going to send him away with a full fucking military, the whole entire thing, bro, because my father was a decorated fucking soldier. Like, I have all his medals. He gave them to me like a year ago in this thing, and he said, I want you to keep these forever. I want you to give these to your son or daughters or whatever. And I was like, and keep them in this family. And I was like, why are you giving these to me? And he was like, I want you to have them. And I was like, yeah, but why? And he was like, you just never know. And I guess he kind of saw the writing on the wall. I think he might have figured out, like, I shouldn't have got that shot, man. Or something like that, because he knew. You know, my mom died, and he gave those to me, and it was kind of like he was telling me, like, I'm not going to be here too much longer. You know? And I saw him today, like I said, and I kissed him on the head, and I told him, Dad, keep fighting till your last fucking breath, man. Keep fighting. Like, come home. You know, you're going to play this card game with us in July. He's looking forward to that. You know, he, like, loves his garden. Like, my father was a fucking bull, bro. 4 years ago. Like, big bull. Like, he wasn't fat. He's just a big dude. Like, from Vietnam, just a fucking big dude. And he still had his thickness. He still had those arms. He still had everything. You know, and he still busted his ass around the house. Even though he retired, he's still fucking bending over and doing this and sweating and dirty and, like, hauling fucking, you know, garbage back and forth and setting up the grill and cooking for 4 hours. And, like, my father was still doing that 4 or 5 years ago. You know, and now you look at him and you're like, what the fuck? And it was the same thing with my mother. She literally went from this person that you could tell was healthy enough to live, thick woman, not fat, but like a thick Italian mom, you know? And then all of a sudden, 4 years later, she's like this frail old woman who died, you know? And it's like, how does that happen? How does it happen? Is it just is it a coincidence that they got this shot and COVID happened and they both went to shit? Or is it like, you know, did it coincide with this would have happened anyway? Or is it the shot?
No, it's probably the shot, man.
The doctors tell my father that it's his Agent Orange and all that shit that he got back then is now affecting the fuck out of everything. That's what they're telling him. You know, and the VA's telling him that too because they gave him 100% disability, which is almost like he told me almost the hardest thing to get 100% because most people, even people that are missing limbs, don't even get 100%.
Well, I think the vaccine's speeding up the fucking process.
Yeah, I think so, man.
That's what it fucking is.
And I think it's sped up on your brother. I mean, your cousin too, man. Which is sad to say because it's like I think my mother would. My mother would still be here. I think your cousin would still be here. And did Real Talk die before COVID or after?
Before.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Because I could have sworn he died after. And I always was wondering, like, did he get the COVID shot? Did Bobbitt get the COVID shot? Like,
well, no, Bobbitt died. Bobbitt died before COVID. Definitely.
No, Bobbitt died after Real Talk died. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah,
it was Real Talk died first in this community that I know of, and then it was Bobbitt, then it was Bailey Smoke Rudolph, and then it was your cousin.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be Jacob RP, and it's sad to say, like, you know, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry.
Oops.
But that's just a joke.
Why did he get the vaccine?
He got the vax twice, or maybe 3 times. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, I don't wish death on anybody. I wish health and love and happiness on everybody. But yeah, dude.
I'll tell you this much: if they ever send another fucking shit out on us or get another disease or whatever, I ain't taking the fucking falsy vaccines. Fuck that. I'll take the risk.
Yo, Garza, bro, I pray for that. Like, I thank God that your family's okay because I know other families that all got the vaccine, like they got like 4 shots all together, the whole entire family, all 5 of them, and they're all fine. And because I always told my wife, like, I better watch them. And Shannon would be like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I speak to her husband. They just went and got their fucking 3rd booster. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, that whole family might not be here in a couple of months. You know, joking around. Not joking around, but like being like, Jesus, I hope they're all right. And they are. They're still fine. Knock on wood. Nothing happened to them. There's no underlining shit going on with the kids.
That's what I'm... Yeah, that's
nothing like that.
They don't got no underlying...
And they were very healthy. But, you know, some people are lucky, bro. And some people weren't healthy either and took that vaccine, and they're all right. Because you got to remember this. The first couple of... And you could research this. This is true. The first couple of vaccines that came out by a certain company, like that first one that came out, had fucked up vaccines. And they switched over. They had to switch something in it. And those first, like, couple of thousands of people got this fucked up vaccine. And they weren't necessarily dying because of the vaccine, but it had, like, deficiencies and something else that wasn't working. And it had, like, and it did affect some people. Like, this one woman in this documentary I watched, she was, like, one of the first people to get it from Pfizer or something. And she got it, and literally like 15 minutes later, she's on this guy's table going like this. She couldn't breathe. She was having like this fucking like allergic reaction like right away. And I was like, oh my God, damn, like what the fuck? Yeah, so like some people got fucked.
I know that, and then there was one of the boosters or whatever, or the vaccines that they ended up fucking pulling it because they said it had bad side effects.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah,
not that long ago, right? That they pulled it.
Yep.
Yeah. Imagine that, but they don't tell you that right away.
Steve, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
Dude, because they do that shit on purpose, dude. They hide that shit from us on purpose, man.
I know they fucking do. Dude, listen, I said this the other day. Any government that gives like their own people like diseases to study them
guinea pigs
is fucked up, dude. Like, I know it wasn't people that are running the government now that did that back then, but let's be honest. I mean, our whole entire shit is just as corrupt as anywhere else in this world. So that's my new motto now. We're in, like, America used to be better than every other place, man. It did at one point. But guess what? We're not. We're not anymore. And the way I feel is we're just as bad as Russia. We're just as bad as any other country out there. You know what I mean? So we used to have pioneers, people who created industries, people who created, invented, like, these great things. And, like, we used to be the beacon of, like, the world. And we're not anymore. We're just not. So we're a bunch of fucking buffoons now, fat fucks and buffoons, and you're either fucking some psycho or you're some fucking far-right fucking gun-loving fucking hating gays, or, it's like you're either this extreme or that extreme, and there's not too many of us in the middle, Unfortunately. I think, all of us here are, and we all, people find people that they want to be around, and I think for the most part, the people that I see and I fuck with online are down the middle. Like they're not extremists to one side or the other. Like they might say some shit here and there. Even the people I stream with and people I know, like they might say something here and there, like towards one side or the other. But like there's no extremist here. Like you don't see me coming on every time Donald Trump gets fucked and being furious and fighting people and you know what? There's people online that either they pick one side or the other because they know they're going to get big ratings for it. If they're on there talking about Trump and backing him and like fucking just going at it with people. And then you get the other side that know if they fucking attack him and they say all this shit about him and they start throwing all this shit out there, that they're going to get people watching them from the other side. And it's like, don't change who you are just for the viewership or the popularity. Like, tell your real honest opinion. That's why a guy like Don Lemon is a fucking loser and an asshole. And like he of course he's going to end up on YouTube because no one else will take him. And the same thing for the Cuomo brothers. Those guys are the biggest pieces of shit that are walking this fit. They are such hack politician and fucking
sold out.
They really are, bro, because now they're switching their rhetoric around to like being towards the far right instead of the far left. And it's like, dude, what kind of game you guys playing? You really expect people to fall for this? Like the other guy that was on CNN all the time is showing up on all these YouTubers' shits now. Showing up on all of them. And now he's saying things like, I was wrong about ivermectin, and we were told lies about ivermectin, and that's why we came on air and said what we said. No, that's your responsibility to know what the fuck you're talking about when you're talking to millions of people. And you did that night after night after night. And he sat there and he goes, I didn't make fun of Joe Rogan for taking ivermectin. I mentioned it, but I never made fun of him. And all of a sudden they go, play the clip. And they play it right in front of him laughing with Don Lemon like, they're using a horse dewormer. What a moron Joe Rogan is. Meanwhile, that was one of the best medicine you could take during this whole thing. People that got those fucked up shots that fucked their heart up, that killed them, could have taken ivermectin and lived and probably still been alive. But nope, these assholes got on TV like all these other assholes and told you that it wasn't a good drug because you know why? It was inexpensive and you could have got it so easily. There was so much of it. And the drugstores didn't have their hands on it. Like the drug industry didn't have their hands all over it to make millions of dollars on it. So, of course, they're telling everybody, hey, we're sponsoring your show. Sponsored by Pfizer. Right in the beginning of the show on CNN. Sponsored by Pfizer. And then they're coming on and telling you all the other drugs suck. Take the Pfizer shot. You have to get it. Don't listen to anybody. They're taking horse dewormers. It does not work. Yes, it did work. It worked great. It could have saved so many people that died, that had shit shoved down their throats. They got put on life support and had fucking tubes shoved down their throat, and people killed them. These doctors fucking killed these people. That was the last thing they needed, was that and a shot, and a COVID shot. They needed ivermectin in other ways, and they didn't get it because of the drug fucking pharmacies. Like those people, they control everything. Money controls everything, even our deaths.
You notice you didn't really hear too much about Pfizer before COVID. And now all you do is everything is a Pfizer ad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah, I see it all the time on CNN. Every fucking other commercial is a Pfizer commercial.
Exactly, dude. So they're fucking definitely profiting like a motherfucker.
And you know what's fucked up? I'm beginning to hate Fox now, and I don't watch Fox anymore because I used to watch Fox.
Fuck that.
But I'm beginning to hate them too now. And you know what I'm noticing about them though? They never have commercials for pharmaceutical companies on their channels. I think those people don't want to deal with Fox, or they're like, we don't want to deal with you people. I don't know which one it is, but I don't see the commercials that I see on CNN, because when I'm watching CNN, every fucking 5 minutes there's something about Pfizer. It's weird.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
So, yeah, the pharmaceutical companies run the whole entire country. And, and then you get people like Soros and all these rich cunts
that's another guy. Why don't they take him down?
I don't know, man. Look, what I was saying.
Why do they let that fucker just
so listen,
in New York?
Mysterious in the chat the other night was saying, you guys don't know what you're talking about as far as like, numbers and this and that. And my point was, listen, I might not know all those numbers like you or other people do, but I know how much it was 4 years ago when I went food shopping and how much it is now, and inflation and all that shit too. And yes, you can sit there and say, hey, things go up over the years. I get that. But things don't go up like they've gone up over the last 3 years or 4 years like they have.
Not this much.
Yeah, it's not normal. It's at a higher level like I've never seen before. And it fucking threw everything off. And that's all I'm saying. And if there was somebody better to vote for, I would probably do it. But as of right now, my vote's going to Donald Trump. If I can vote for him and he's running, I'm going to vote for him. If they put somebody else up or something happens, I don't care if it's a Democrat, a schmemmerschmat, or a fucking Republican. If I think the person's good, I'm going to vote for him. I'm not locked into one party. I'm not locked into one group. I'm not doing that. I never did that. I never just went down the board. You know what I used to be told as a kid? I used to be involved with the Republican Club locally, and I used to do all kinds of shit as a kid for the Republican Club because my father was involved for his job years ago in the 80s and 90s, right? And my uncle was involved and a bunch of other people. And the only way that you got a job working at like Nassau Coliseum when the Islander games are going on, or working at the Garden, or Yankee Stadium, or Shea Stadium, was if you were political. Because if you were not political and you didn't donate to the Republican Party, you were not getting that job. So a lot of people became registered Republicans and went down to their local Republican hall and joined, and then would go to a meeting once a month and buy a ticket to a fundraiser with their name on a check. So these people at the Republican Party would see, oh, look who's donating to us. And then they, in return, when you would come to them and say, hey, can I get a job at the Coliseum? I donate to you guys. I'm a supporter of the group and blah, blah, blah. And they go, yeah, you got the job because you're a donator. You're somebody who's kicking back to them. So that's how it works. So years ago, that's how you would get anything. And politicians, bro, were crooked back then too, bro. It's a whole racket. They used to just take people's money right out of their pockets, bro. It's fucking crazy. But I don't know my point. But I forgot my point. But
we know that. There's a news flash.
What?
Crooked politicians.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I guess that was my point. Like, I know how the whole fucking thing goes and everything. And, that's how it is on a big picture in Washington. You know what I mean? It's all like, hook up your buddies, give the jobs to the people that donate and that like blah, blah, blah. And that's how the whole fucking thing racket works. It's a racket. But like I said before, like my whole point was if you're going to bring up Trump, then let's bring up everybody, and if they're innocent, then they walk free. But if they're a politician that you thought did something fucked up, well, let's look into it. Because I think if we're going to do this to Trump, we got to do it to everybody. Everybody.
Hey, did you like how they were treating Trump like a rock star at the UFC last night?
Dude, I couldn't believe how many, I couldn't believe the reaction he got.
Dude, he's a rock star, dude.
I just don't, I don't get how
Fighters were taking selfies with them right after they
Dude,
got done fighting.
It's weird because no matter what the fuck happens to this guy, people like him even more. I don't get it.
Yeah, dude. Like I say, he's like a rock star. Dude.
I don't get. Yeah, he is, man. I don't get it.
They announced him. They announced him when he came in, and
they said his name.
Like on white.
Dude,
yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. And they came walking in before the pay-per-view started, right?
Were they convicted felon, ex-president? Did they go ex-president, convicted felon?
No, they didn't say that, but they announced him, and the whole place was all lit up real bright, and fucking they came walking in, him and Dana White.
I heard the reaction he got, and I heard that what's his name
dude.
Wouldn't shake his hand, so I tried to find that video and I couldn't find it. I don't know if that's I don't think it's true because it showed him shaking his hand, but I also heard the reaction he got when he came in, and like you said, dude, it was insane. Like I can't believe that he's got that many people that still fucking like him.
And as a matter of fact, they showed him and acknowledged him 2 different times throughout the pay-per-view. They did it when it was right before it was starting, and then they did it right before the pay-per-view, right before the main event was going to start. You know, they go around and say that people that are in the house, and then they're showing them on camera. So they actually showed Trump twice on camera. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another time too, like I said, a fighter, I can't remember who it was, he knocked the guy out, right? And he jumped right over the cage and he went right to Trump, and him and Trump were having a conversation. You know what I mean? And all that so Trump got on camera a 3rd time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they weren't shy about showing Trump.
So yeah, I mean they love him, bro, especially UFC people. I guess that type of people is like, you know, chili cheese.
What's next? Dana White's going to be running for vice president.
Imagine he picked him as vice president. Chili cheese said in the chat, he said the COVID lockdown period kind of destroyed the community. We all had too much fucking time on our hands. Yeah, when I got told, originally I was told I was one of the working people, that I'd have to show up to work regular hours, right, when they shut everything down. And I went for a week, and I complained to one of the bosses, like, you got me fucking doing this and doing that, and it's COVID. Like, and all of a sudden, a week later, I'm on the B list crew of people not working now. But I thought, like, oh shit, they're gonna cut my time, like I'm gonna lose money. And I was told, no, you get paid full time. And I'm like, what? And they were like, yeah, and just be on call if we need you. Like we could call you and you have to come in. I was like, all right. And I thought to myself, and I was online talking to you guys at this very time, explaining to you what was going on with me. Every night we were doing the quarantine streams, right? The dream stream, right? And I thought at the beginning of it, like, yo, this is going to be fucking awesome. Like, I am just going to chill every day. I could sleep in. I could fucking, you know, work in the yard. I could stream all the time. I was like, yo, I told people in the beginning of the COVID lockdown, yo, I'm going to be streaming every fucking day and night now. I got all this time on my hands, nothing to do.
I remember that.
And then all of a sudden, like a week in, bro, I was like stare crazy, where I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I need to go out. I need to leave the house. I got fucking crazy, man. I couldn't do it. I hated it. Towards the end, I really hated it. But then I went back to work. I went back to work, lucky enough, full hours real quick after that. So I was like, all right, thank God for that. You know? I was happy still to have a job.
Kind of reminded me of being grounded when I was a kid.
What?
Where the COVID was a lockdown, you know? It was almost like being grounded when you were a kid.
Yeah, it kind of was. Like, you're to stay in the house and not leave it the whole summer.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, it was fucked up. It was fucked. Both my kids were home. My wife was home. I'm home. I'm like, yo, this is weird. This is fucking weird.
It was just that there was a lot of fucking uncertainty.
The quarantine stream. My God, man.
Nobody knew what was going to fucking happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like the world going to ever go back to normal. And it never did. You know what I mean? It never did. That COVID changed the world, dude. It totally changed fucking everything. All the businesses now.
Chili Cheese, you nailed it, bro. 2020 and 2021 will be looked at. It will be looked back upon as a time of extreme ignorance and I can't read that. Defamation? I don't know. But I know what you mean.
Defamation of character?
Well, all I know is they made a lot of fucked up decisions, and they told us we had to do it because I knew people that were fired from their jobs. I knew people that were shunned and treated like shit because they didn't want to do what they were telling us to do, like wear a mask and, lock everything down, stop the kids from going to school. And it was all the wrong decisions on everything. Making kids wear a mask, taking them out of school, cutting people off from their jobs, firing people for not getting vaccinated. They were treating the unvaccinated like we were killing people. They were like, the unvaccinated are getting everyone sick and killing them. And they tried to pass that on TV. And they thought, yeah, we could get everybody all fucked up and keep saying this. Let's keep saying this and get these people to get, you're really fucking us all up if you don't get your shot. You shouldn't be allowed in restaurants and you shouldn't be allowed in the stores. And you should, like, what? What? There were people that were so extreme, bro, trying to, have people shot that weren't fucking vaccinated. Jesus Christ, dude.
It showed that when the government push came to shove, that basically our independence and all that amendments and shit meant nothing. You know what I mean? And that they could do what they wanted. Basically. They did what they wanted,
Yeah. Look at what they did. Look what they did with these court cases, bro, with Trump and all that, bro. Come on. It proves everything. It proves that we don't really have the freedom that we thought. Yeah.
The Constitution don't really mean
it. Don't mean shit because these people could step all over the Constitution and go against it and nobody says a fucking word. And if you're Donald Trump, then you get prosecuted for foreigning. But if you're anybody else and you break the law and you do this and you do that, it's just not even, they don't even look at it. They don't even say anything about it. It's
the problem is that we don't have the right people out there that can make the fucking changes to make the stops before the shit keeps getting worse. You know what I mean?
You know what?
They all fucking.
Well, I got news for you. I think that not even Donald Trump could stop it.
I'm starting to wonder.
He's talking about. Listen, he's talking about going back in there, and we got to stop these people from doing this, and they're taking over. Like, okay, like you said that the last time you ran for office, you said that, and you got in there, and I remember you saying, "Remember, lock her up, Hillary Clinton, right?" Okay, so. You said you were going to lock up Hillary if you were president. You were going to look into this and look into that. And what'd you do? When you became president, you turned around and you said, listen, I'm not going to do that. She's a respected politician in America, and I'm just going to leave it be and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? You pussied out. And look what you got for it. You got prosecuted for fucking farting. So now, what do you think? Now you're going to get a second chance, and now, now I'll do the job that I said I was going to do. You know what? Like, I almost want to say go fuck yourself. You had your shot. You didn't do it. You said you were going to drain the swamp and start from the bottom up, and now you're going to want a second chance at it because you're the only one that'll do it, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. You know what? You had your first shot. You didn't get it done. So Joe Biden didn't get it done either. So I can't really vote for anybody, but you know what?
He'll never be able to fucking get her because she got diplomatic immunity.
Well, all I know is
she's untouchable. She's untouchable.
He said certain shit was going to be done, and it didn't get done.
There's certain people that are untouchable.
Same thing Biden did. Same thing Biden did. Said I'm going to be the guy to unite us. What? Motherfucker, you're the one who fucking separated us more than anybody else.
True.
So, but anyway, let's get the fuck off of politics and all this morbid shit. It's my birthday. You know what I mean? And I'm already in a shit mood, and that definitely, but you know what? It helps to get this all out. So I do appreciate that.
We're going down memory lane, huh?
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
I always think of your cousin, so I was happy. Like, I spoke to you a couple of times and told you, like, come on one night and we'll talk about your cousin. So you picked tonight. That's cool.
Well, it was your birthday. What the fuck, man? I was like,
no, I'm happy. I'm happy we spoke, and I'm happy we talked, and your cousin was brought up. And you know what? I've been wanting to talk about your cousin for a while, and I miss him, you know. And I could just imagine how much you miss him, you know.
It sucks, dude. Every day sucks, but fuck, man. It ain't going to bring him back, you know. There's plenty of times where I went upstairs, and I'm like, man, this is just like a bad dream.
Oh, my God. Meow, meow, bro. Oh, my God, what I just read. Oh, my God, dude. Very sad when I broke my ankle multiple places, and I was put on OxyContin 80 Big Blues. And let me tell you something. My friend Dave, who committed suicide, right? Very close friend of mine. I used to stop him every time, but anyway, he would come to me, and he was like a security guard where I used to work, and he would come up to me, and he'd be like, guess what I got, big dog? And he would always call me that, and I'd be like, what? And he'd go, I got the big blues. And I'd be like, every once in a while, I would take a big blue from him, and he would give me one, because I wasn't like a pill guy where I got my own pills. Like if somebody offered me one and said, hey, you want one of these or something, I would be like, all right, I'll take it. You know, and I would fucking throw up half the time because you get sick when you're on those things, and I never took them that much, so I would get like nauseous. But after you would like have stomach problems and nauseousness would go away, oh my God, bro, you felt like you were on top of the world. You could take like no pain. You having the time of your life. You love everybody. You know, totally changes everything, right? And I tried those big blues, and my friend would come and hit me with one of those out of the blue, and he literally, and he'd be like, yo, you want one? And I'd be like, all right. And I'd take it. I'd be like, yo, how fucked up is this going to get me, dude? And he'd be like, well, you know, you should maybe take half. And I'd be like, but I'm a big dude. And he'd be like, yeah, you're a big guy. You know, take the whole thing. Like, you won't be that fucked up. And like 20 minutes later, I'm in the bathroom throwing up, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sick, man. My stomach is killing me. And then at 20 minutes after that, I'm like, I feel great. I'm fucking high as a bird. Yeah, I love life. Hey, what's up? Calling people. Hey, bro, I love you, man. I haven't seen you in so long. Like, just fucking gone, bro. Sweating, ready to build a house, paint the fucking whole entire building. Like, I'm ready to go, bro. I could work for days, you know?
Zooted,
bro. Just out of it. High blood pressure, everything. Just heart beating, fucking just like, you know? And I was like, God damn, these things. And those were the big blues. And let me tell you, bro. It's so funny what Dana White said a couple of weeks ago on a video. He goes, he was talking to a doctor, and the doctor was like giving him shit, like, are you a doctor? You don't know. And he's like, no, I'm not a doctor, but he's like, well, you're not a doctor. You don't know. And he goes, I do know this. I could get fucking pain medication from you real quick, but I couldn't get ivermectin from you, right? And the doctor was like, he made him look so fucking bad, bro, because doctors pushed those fucking pain meds on us humans for so many years, because the pharmaceutical companies used to say to doctors, if you get rid of a lot of these, we'll give you free trips, we give you free money, we give you, you know, and the doctors would push the fuck out of these things, and everybody be getting multiple prescriptions, and, you know, I'll just write you a pain med prescription. And they were highly fucking addictive. Highly.
Yeah, that's the thing. They knew you'd be addicted. They wanted you to keep taking them.
And once again, it all goes back to politics and the pharmaceutical companies and the rich and powerful. And that's just the way it is. And one day they'll probably shut this shit down, the internet, and we all won't be able to have fun anymore, and they'll take over our lives to where they'll make all of our decisions for us at all times and fuck us. So get ready for that.
Well, I got a news flash for you, Ken. If you want to go down and hang out with them fuckers, all you got to do is go to St. Bart's.
Who?
They're all running around on that fucking island down in St. Bart's, dude.
Who?
It's fuck all the dirty fuckers, from Dr. Phil to all the shanky janky motherfuckers.
I like what Dr. Phil is saying now, bro. You hear what he's saying?
He's weird now, dude. That fucker's
weird.
Dr.
Phil, right? I watched one of his shit the other day on YouTube.
He's fucking weird.
You know what he's
now,
talking
though.
about? He's talking about all the Chinese that are buying up all of our farmland, and he showed a chart of all the farmland bought by Chinese, okay? People who live in China. And it is mostly all of our fucking farmland. And not only that, it's around every fucking base that we have. They bought farmlands around every military base. And guess what? The military reports seeing drones in the air constantly. around these areas.
Yeah.
So what do you think they're fucking doing? I mean, like, and we're just letting them do it. They're just letting them do it.
And on top of it, they show up at the military bases with cameras and trying to record.
Yes, and you know why our politicians are letting it happen? Because they're being greased. They're being paid for China. China was probably like, listen, all you politicians, we're going to make you all filthy rich, but we're going to infiltrate your country and take over all your people. We know how to control people like these people. Let us come in and let us control your people, and you guys just sit back and we'll give you the money and make you rich and powerful, and you'll never be fucked with. But little do they know, once they come in and take over everything, they're fucked too, because they don't keep their promises, China. They fucking break every promise. So, yeah, you know what? They'll let it happen to us because, you know what? Money's important. Money's more than our lives. And that's a fact. If you think I'm bullshitting, that's the truth. Money is worth more to our government than our lives. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Money is worth more than us.
They're saying that they got these fuckers coming into our country, and they're coming in from fucking prisons and psych wards.
Yeah, dude.
Other countries.
What do you think Peru did? They proved this. I watched this documentary on, it was 2023. And this documentary took place over the summer of 2023. And this is last summer, right? And what happened in this documentary, it showed people from Peru, right? This whole entire prison had about 10,000 people in it, right? About like 7,000, no, about like 5,000 of those people were like convicted rapists and killers and like real bad motherfuckers, right? But they were overpopulated, this jail. So what they did was they took the worst of the worst people, and they took them, they put them in a truck, and they drove them to the border of Peru, and they told them, go through the next couple of countries and go to the U.S. because that's where you have to live now. You got to go to the U.S. or one of these other countries on the way to the U.S. Go. And they dropped them off the border, and they sent them. And most of those people actually made it from Peru over our border. A lot of them were documented, and a lot of them weren't. So there's even more here that we don't know about. And these are the worst of the worst, and they're doing it specifically because they know, hey, we can get rid of this whole population of scumbags. You just dump them on the U.S. And that's what they did, and that's what they're doing. And that's what Trump refers to, but people turn around and go, oh, no, he's being a racist, bro. Listen to what he says. Everybody that came here from Peru is scumbags. And they're like, that's not what he meant. He meant like all these people that they're sending us were their worst of their worst people. Like, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. Not every single one of them are probably the worst, but most of them were. They were considered the worst of their own people. If you would have asked somebody in Peru, hey, what'd you ship us, all those people? Like, what kind of quality of people are they? They probably would have said, these are the worst scumbags we have in our country. We got rid of them. Like,
and we don't want them. We don't want them no more.
And they obviously didn't want. Yeah, exactly. So, like, when that's happening, something is fundamentally fucked up. And they said, oh, that's not the reason why they're putting all these people in the U.S., the Democratic Party. They don't want them to be able to vote for them and everything. Senator Schumer got up like 2 weeks ago and said it on live TV. We want to eventually get the 20 million or 30 million illegal people in this country documented and citizens, and they can vote. He said it the other day. He fucking said it. So that's the game plan the whole time, is to get these people to eventually vote for Democrats. And
they're passing laws where fucking they can rent to illegals.
Yep. And then you know what happens? Every single vote, every 4 years or every 2 years, will always be a Democrat winning, because the numbers will be so off that the Democrat voters will just blow through everybody, and there will be nothing but Democrats elected everywhere. And you know what? If you're a Democrat and you love the way they do what they do, well, then you'll be in a fucking great place for you. And if you don't like it, well, then, you know what? I would highly suggest moving, like all those people threatened to do when Trump first won. And they said, if Trump wins, we're going to move out of the country, who never did. People like Oprah and a million other people who said they were leaving the U.S. if Trump won, who are still here. You know what? I would move then at that point and be like, fuck it, I'm going to like Sweden or Norway or like one of those fucking places.
I mean, we all know that there shouldn't even be an election, really, because we all know if it was done legit, Trump would win. You know what I mean? Like, we all know that Trump would fucking smoke whoever it is.
I don't know about that anymore, bro. Like, I don't know if that's true, bro.
Well, who would beat him?
Listen.
Not Biden.
Listen, people look at you like you have 5 fucking heads if you turn around and say, "Oh, the election was rigged and Biden didn't win." Like, people honestly look at you like, "What? Are you fucking crazy?" Like, and it's like,
yeah, well, what happened from fucking 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning when all of a sudden all
I agree with you, man.
offline?
I agree with you, and I think
offline.
I honestly think the same thing is going to happen again.
Yeah, but hopefully they won't use them fossil machines. Hopefully they'll make the machines fucking illegal so they can't fucking tamper with them.
But they didn't.
And they'll get some updated shit.
They didn't. We already know that. They didn't. It's the same Dominion voting machines.
The same piece of crap, old fucking pieces of garbage.
Same shit.
So when you go to vote fucking Trump, it says it'll vote Biden instead?
That's why I'm saying, bro, like, who's the like, even if Trump runs and he's going, like, who's to say even if he won, they're going to let him win? Like, I just don't, listen, they will do whatever they can to keep him out of the White House, so why wouldn't they cheat at the last minute? Why wouldn't they?
Well, they'll have to come up with a different way to cheat, I think, this time, because I think the machines will be watched, but...
Bro, the last two elections, right, in 2020 and in 2022, right, both times it went past midnight with one person, like, all these other people winning, and then all of a sudden at 4 in the morning it, like, flipped and, like, all these other people winning, and that's happened the last, like, 2 elections in a row.
Fuck, man. We're doomed then.
So, and people say that it's, you know, and people got sued for saying it was Dominion voting machines that fucked everything up, that have like a hack in it or some weird shit. And this other person says that he has proof that there's a backdoor program in it that switches everything to Democrats. And this person got sued by the company Dominion, and they went to court, and Dominion won in court, sued that person, said that they lied and that that's not true. And the court found that Dominion was right, that there was no problem with their voting machines, that this person was slandering their name.
Because they had a dream team of lawyers against the guy.
This is what they said happened. This other guy who's like this serious hacker guy who's really smart, he said that the thing that the program that's in the Dominion voting machines is so good and so hidden that no one can find it. It's stuck in there, deep inside there, and that it's even so far as Chinese have control over our voting Dominion machines. That's what this guy says. Now, I don't know, you know, like, it sounds weird, but hey, I mean, you never fucking know, man. Like, you just never know.
Someone had control of that shit.
Something was weird with the last 2 elections, I'll tell you that, because I never went to bed at night not knowing who the winner was of anything. I remember every election you would go to bed at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and you would know, okay, this person won that, this person won that, this person won that, you know, this person lost that, this is the president of the... And now, the last like 2 elections, it's been the same way. You know, oh, we can't tell till 3 days later. Why? 2 days later, why can't you tell? Why? Why were we always able to do it by the end of election night? Why? But now all of a sudden we can't. So something's different and something's weird. And if it happens again in November, I wouldn't be shocked, because you know what? Who's to say the same shit's not happening? Who fixed it? No one fixed it. Yeah. So, I mean...
If it comes to like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and we don't know yet, chances are it's going to happen again. You're right
I think so, yeah. So it's...
You're right about that.
I think, like, so hopefully, even if Trump gets to run, right, and even if Trump gets to go against him and everything works out where he can, I still think, like, hey, listen, even if it's down to the last minute and it looks like Trump is going to win and everybody's like, holy fuck, this fuck could win again, they're going to pull out some last-minute shit, and you'll find out that Trump loses at the last minute. I just have a feeling like something like that will happen. You know,
man, when Hillary was gonna cheat, they got fucking caught. That's what's funny about it.
Well, no, what's even funnier is Hillary Clinton still to this day says that her election got robbed from her. And it's like, oh, wait. You're allowed to say that, but if anybody says that the last election got robbed, it's a problem. But you're allowed to say what you just said, right?
She was about to rob it, and she got caught on camera celebrating too soon. And that's exactly what fucking happened, dude. And then
all I know is she says that, and then if Trump says that, everybody looks at him like he has 5 heads. Or if I say that, you know, I get looks from people I know. Like if I said that, they'd look at me like, dude, you're still saying that? That's not true. It was no rig. He lost it fair and square. And it's like, okay, I'll just shut my mouth because everybody thinks you're crazy if you say it now. But meanwhile, Hillary Clinton could say it still. Oh, 2016 was robbed from me. She just said it the other day on a podcast. She just said it the other day.
That's why I said, like, some people are untouchable and they can say whatever they want and do that shit. Doesn't matter what she says or does. It's not going to... She's untouchable. I mean,
look, they make jokes about her bleaching her fucking... her emails. And she was on that show at End with that guy. I forget his... the actor from... remember that movie where they go to Vegas for a bachelor party and it's like there's like 3 sequels to it. Mike Tyson had that lion, and it was like a bachelor party, and they get all...
Oh, yeah, the Vegas one.
Yeah, you remember the guy with the beard? He's got a weird, like, Greek name. He does a show... Yeah, he does a show where he interviews people, and he makes them... He's, like, trolling them the whole time, right? Hillary was on that show, and he's trolling her, and he says at the end, he goes, oh, you know, do you have a contact I can get in touch with you? Maybe an email? And he, like, looks at her like... And she smiles and looks at him, and I'm like, that's real nice. They were even making fucking jokes about it. She broke the law. They're making jokes about it on this show. Like, it's a big fucking joke. Like, haha, I can't get arrested for it, and I'm going to make a joke about it. I don't care.
Yeah,
like, it's just
you're talking about...
It's so brazen. Dude, it's so fucking brazen and, like, laughable about it, right? Like a smack to the face, because it's like, you guys will go and prosecute other people for shit for nothing, and motherfuckers like this get to make jokes about the illegal shit they did, right? That's a double fucking standard. America was never supposed to be a double standard like that, bro. No.
Yeah, she was using her private server for government fucking shit.
Yep.
And then she fucking deleted it.
So it's not really about Trump, bro, and that's the God's honest truth. Like, it's not about Trump anymore. For me, it's not. You could. I honest to God, you could take him out of the equation right now and get rid of him. All right, and tell me Trump dropped out. He's not running, and I still will be saying the same shit. That if you're going to prosecute anyone, you need to do them all and look into. Maybe some of them are innocent. Maybe Hillary Clinton's totally innocent of anything we think. Maybe Bill Clinton's totally innocent of everything we've heard. Well, let's look into it. Let's look into it. Let's look into it.
You can't look into it because all the people you want to look into fucking will just magically disappear.
Yeah, because they're part of a team that Donald Trump's not part of, obviously, and that we're not part of, obviously, because if one of us did what, you know, Bill Clinton did, we'd probably be locked up for life.
Well, yeah, we're not part of them sellout George Soros motherfuckers. So,
well, those people get bailed out of jail the minute they get arrested.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's fucking weird shit, man. It's so planned out and preordained and fucking discussed and talked about, and it's all out there, bro. It's there. Everybody could see it, but you know, some people, they don't want to like face up to the facts that everything is crooked and upside down. They want to fool themselves. I saw this lady getting interviewed, right? She lives in this ritzy fucking sprawling gorgeous area with these big houses, right? And they interviewing her, and they're like, what do you think of Biden and everything? And she's like, I love Biden. And she's like, they're like, how has the economy been? How has everything been for you? And blah, blah, blah. And she's like, great. I have no complaints at all. Biden's doing a great job. And I'm like, well, obviously you're fucking rich and you have no clue what struggling is, because if you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You can't afford the things you could afford 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I was paying bills off. I was paying down my debt. I was getting even for the first time. I was able to pay shit off and start getting even. And now I owe money and owe money and owe money, and I'm buying things and paying for things that I can barely afford for my kids and my wife and my family and the house and the school and this, and it's barely affordable. So, You know, 4 years ago, I had enough and then some.
That's what I was going to say. Like, even McDonald's realized how expensive shit's gotten, and they're going back to like a $5 meal or
yeah, they said they're bringing back the value shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the $5 Big Mac meal or whatever. Like, if McDonald's is fucking throwback in their prices because the shit's too expensive, what is that telling you, dude?
Exactly.
That normally they wouldn't give a fuck. They could care less. Fucking, you know, if a Big Mac meal fucking costed $18 fucking dollars, right?
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, so what? No big deal, right? But if they're recognizing that something ain't right, fucking, even that tells you that something is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, people are hurting, man. Shit's bad. Shit ain't great at all, man. It's far from being good.
You can be in denial all you want about shit, but when you see that, you got to wake up and smell the fucking coffee, man.
Yep, yep. But unfortunately, some people don't see it that way because you know what? They're living just fine. And you know what? Hey, that's more power to them. But that doesn't mean you should ignore, like, your country falling apart around you. You know? Right. But, hey, you know what? Like,
they're trying to slowly turn us into like a second world country. You know?
They already did, man. As far as I'm concerned, like I said before, we are no better than any country out there. And that goes for third world countries, whatever you want to call it. We are no better than any other country.
I don't know, though. I seen Ice Poseidon over in India, and that was pretty bad over there when they're rolling around.
Dude, Ice Poseidon will never grow up, bro. That guy's going to be like 50, 60 years old, still going around with a camera, phone, fucking walking around some weird country. Like, that guy just keeps going and going and going and going and going.
Let me tell you something.
No one else is doing the shit he's doing anymore. Like, people stop doing that. It's like a faded art.
Somebody outed him out, and they said that Ice Poseidon told him like he has $30 million in his bank account. And I kind of believe it because
I believe it too. I believe it too.
I believe because he paid cash for his $2 million house. And
bro, that guy is filthy rich.
Listen, and not long after that, he paid cash for a $300,000 Lamborghini. So, I mean, if you could drop that kind of money, dude, he probably does have $30 million sitting in the bank.
Yeah, bro, come on. That guy, he's rich as fuck.
He's pretty much what he's doing is he's building Kick, dude. He like is putting Kick over.
What? Oh, really? He's like all into that shit?
Yeah, it's where he streams exclusively. Exclusively and only on Kick now.
So he's not on YouTube anymore?
Nah, dude. There's a bootlegger that'll run his channel on YouTube, but it's not Ice Poseidon's YouTube channel. So what does that tell you when a guy walks away from a YouTube channel with over 700,000 on it and don't stream on it?
Jesus.
And it goes exclusively over to Kick.
And is he probably makes a ton of money on Kick, right?
And Stake. He has a contract with Stake too.
What? What is it?
Stake.
Stake? It's called Stake?
Stake.com. It's a gambling
Stake.com. Yeah, we're a gambling site, but
you heard of them, right? Or
no, I never heard of them.
Nah, so and everybody's like saying that, you know, they're all happy that Ice Poseidon ain't like trying to sell his shit to Netflix. Like, dude, Netflix wouldn't buy his shit.
Netflix would not. Dude, Netflix is not going to fucking walk around following fucking Ice Poseidon. Come on, dude. Like
that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm like, you guys are fucking talking about some fantasy shit.
Yeah,
like,
that would never happen.
This went from a dude who was fucking. He would go and he would rent a U-Haul and live in the back of the U-Haul because he was homeless. because Ice Poseidon would get kicked out of a place that he lived in after a week because you know all the riffraff and shit.
But look what he did, man. That fucking guy made it pretty big on his own, man. From being a video game guy, like to
going paying cash for a $300,000 Lambo. Are you kidding me? Like he has it sitting in his garage, dude. Like in his house. And he has
True. Remember that? True. Yo, ads, is that ads, bro? You said true, man. I haven't heard that in fucking years right there, bro.
It's been a while.
True.
It's been a while.
True. That's fucking... Dude, I forgot about that, man.
The scavenger hunt that he just did was fucking funny. It was a $30,000 one.
Yeah.
The winner got $30,000, and he had all these RFD chips planted all around. And he'd give out clues, and he had to
dude, Ice was doing weird shit at some points, bro. When remember he had like that house of people, and he had all those people in that house. That was fucking weird shit, dude.
The RVs, remember, he did the RV one too.
Yeah, the RV. Well, he used to do the RV shit a lot, man. You know, back in the day. But,
I mean, the quality is a lot better, but it ain't that much different. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, it's still the same shit. That's why I said he's like I don't really see people doing what he's doing anymore. It's not like I mean, people still live stream, obviously, but his IRL shit is like a dying breed. Like, there's not a lot. I mean, maybe there's more people on Kick, but not a lot of people on YouTube doing it anymore. I know that.
Man, I think everybody's trying to switch over to Kick and trying to get deals, man.
Yeah.
Because Kick is like, you know, they're paying them by the hour. A lot of these guys, they get, you know, but they get a reference from Ice, and he'll fucking, some guys, you know, they're making like $60 an hour and shit, and it's like, I don't know what's with Kick, dude. Like, they think they're gonna take YouTube out, I guess. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
they're not. I don't like their site because it fucking acts weird. You know what I mean? It's weird. You can tell it ain't like very professional. Like,
yeah,
it does weird shit, but I don't know.
I love Reebok pumps.
Yeah,
I have a pair of them when they put out the old, but it wasn't the one that had the bubble in the back, because my mother bought me Reebok pumps once. I begged her. I don't know how she had the money for it, but she got them for me, and they were the ones that had the bubble underneath the heel. And when I bought these, they were the only ones that I saw that were available. I bought them off of the Reebok website a couple of years ago, and they were ones that came out after the ones that I got when I was a kid. But I was just happy to have Reebok pumps, you know? But now I see the other ones that are out, and I'm like, those were the ones I had. And I'm like, fuck, I have that pair. I'm not going to get two pair of them because I'll never wear it. It'll take me fucking years to wear them out. So I got to wear one at a time. But yeah, they have the original pair that I had. They were orange, white, and blue. And they had the bubble in the back heel. And they were the original Reebok pumps, man. They were Omni or some shit they were called. I forget. But, oh, those
now they made...
Yeah, the Omni. The Omni, yeah, he knows it. He fucking knows everything.
Now they made some new Reeboks or whatever, and the pumps in the front.
Yo, the Shaq pumps, yeah, are sick, bro. I love those. The Shaq pumps. Those are sick.
Dude, you know, you were talking about how, you know they're going to probably retro fucking shit back and put it out again, like Starter.
Well, I was saying Starter would be smart if they, and I think
they will, dude.
Well, eventually, listen, they did at one point. They went to retro Starter shit, right? But they didn't make the exact coat like they used to. It was a similar look. It had the Raiders shit. It was Starter. It had the same, but it wasn't the exact ones from back in the day. And I was like, just redo those. If you redo those, you know how many people will fucking... Because I remember how fucking nice the New York Giant one was in all blue with the red trim around the sleeves. And then the Jets one that was in the black. And then they had the Raiders, the White Sox. I love those, man.
It's like, you know, when Back to the Future 2 and Marty McFly is where they're in the future, but they're wearing all retro shit.
Yeah.
Remember that, dude? That's kind of fucking. It's gonna be like that.
You know, you can buy those Nikes that he had in the movie, and they really do lace themselves up.
Yeah, the originals. You can get, but they have knockoffs too. But
yes, they have knockoffs. But I got news for you, bro. The knockoffs are not that bad. And back in the day, me and my cousin Chris found this website before, you know, Amazon was out, before, like, you know, all this big shit was out online. he found this website, and he was like, oh, I bought sneakers off of them once before, and they're really good. And they showed their sneakers, and they said that they're the closest you can get to the real deal. So we ordered a couple of pairs of sneakers that were cheap, and we got them. And, dude, let me tell you, 2 pairs of sneakers in that group. I bought 3 pairs, right? And one pair was the Yeezys that he made with Nike. The original ones with, like, this shell in the back that had these 3 ridges, right? I bought those with, like, this, it was a glow-in-the-dark sole that it had on the sneaker, right? So I bought those, and I bought Jordan 3s, Knicks colors. They were black, orange, and blue, and they were suede. And I bought, the other pair was, the Shock, the Nike Shocks that had, like, the 4 springs in the back heel, right?
Mm-hmm. And I remember that.
Yeah, so I bought all those, and they weren't the real deal. But let me tell you, I wore them for like 10 years. The sneakers were fucking, they looked exactly like the real deal. And then I saw the real, I held the real Yeezys up to the Yeezy Nikes that I had. And when I looked at them side by side, you could totally tell that one was Nike and the other one was a ripoff, because I didn't see both of them side by side. When I saw my shoe, I thought it was great. And I was like, yo, this shit. And it did look dead on. I still have them. I could show you guys. Like, I could take a photo of them. They still look decent. But you could tell when you hold them side by side that they're fake. But the other ones that I bought, the Jordans, dude, those were so dead on replicas that honestly, you really couldn't tell much of the difference. It was that close.
That's what I was going to say. You found them jerseys for $40. And the thing is, man, they're getting real good about that shit.
Yeah.
About making.
You know what else I love? The Nike foam posit. Nike foam posits, bro. Those, I would love to own a pair of those bright, like, silky red Nike foam posits from back in the day, because those were my favorite shoes back in the day. And I love those retro shits, bro. Like, I love that retro shit.
I just remember when I had some black and red fucking Jordans.
You know what my favorite Jordans were as a kid? Listen.
With the black and with the red Jordan on the tongue.
All right, so my favorite Jordans as a kid, when I saw somebody else wearing them, it was probably about like 1998, somewhere in there. I saw my friend bought them, and he was wearing them, and I was like, bro, those are the sickest Jordans ever. Back then, I liked them the most. Now I don't, because I like other Jordans better. But the Jordan 11s, bro, back in the day, they were like you could almost see your reflection in them. That's how fucking like silky they were. And like, I forgot the name of, like, it was like a vinyl material almost, right? And those were sick, because my friend came out in the red and black ones. And
yeah, that's really the only ones I ever had.
Yeah, I was like, dude, those are sick right there. And they were the real deal, man, back in the day.
Whichever version of the black and red I had when it had the Jordan red on the red tongue, and it was the black tongue, and Jordan was red. Whatever version of them were, that's really the only Jordans I ever owned. I don't know.
Listen, I would much rather have a real Jordan, but back in the day when I couldn't like pay that much for a sneaker, and I still can't, because that's why I don't go nuts with it. Like,
they were like $300.
Yeah, like
then.
I wanna, like, trust me, I go through shit online all the time where when I'm bored, I'll look through like Jordans for sale and shit, and like I want to buy every one I see, but I can't. You know what I mean? So I gotta pick and choose my spots. You know. Birthday, Christmas, you know, and then I could justify, like, you know.
These days, I can't afford a pair of
Jordans, I can't either. But so it was nice to get those fucking fake ones back in the day, because honestly, when you're wearing them, nobody knew the difference. And those fucking Nike Yeezys, they look so fucking cool when you would wear them. They were such a cool sneaker, man. Like, I love those. But those, well, you get on. Like,
I got a news flash for you, man.
You pay for what you get.
The Yeezys, dude, they're still popular as fuck, to the point where there's this vending machines, you know, the cranes.
Yeah.
And fucking, you can win shoes, and that's what's in them is Yeezys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, that tells you how, when you're still talking about a shoe, and people like pay big money and spend a lot of money because the vending machines, like in the Nike shoe store or whatever.
Yeah. So,
and they have different colored Yeezys or whatever, and if you grab a Yeezy out of out of the crane?
I'll tell you the coolest thing I ever did was something like similar to that, but it's not like that. But I went to Pennsylvania, and I said I like shopping there is great because you don't have to pay taxes, right? And they had a Nike outlet. And I was telling Shannon, like, yo, I want to stop at the Nike outlet before we leave. And it was the end of the day. The girls spent the whole fucking day there. We went into all these places that I didn't want anything out of. And at the end of the day, I was like, my wife's like, all right, let's go back to the hotel room. And I'm like, well, I thought we said we were going to Nike. And she's like, oh, shit, I forgot. And I'm like, come on, I want to go there. And she's like, all right, go, right? So we go, and I run in. And as soon as I get in there, I'm supposed to go fast because she was like, take a look around and hurry up, right? So, like, I go in, and I'm like, I'm going to be fast. I just want to look around. And as soon as I get in there, I see racks and racks and racks and racks of, like, not used sneakers, but sneakers out of the box and put into, like, racks. And they were all Nikes. And I was like, what the fuck are those? And it said a sign on it. It said, like, half off because they were racks without boxes. They were, like, shoes without boxes. And I was like, what the fuck? And once I went down the first, like, aisle and saw what was available for like a fraction of the price, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to buy all these. Like, I went ape shit. I was like, oh my God, there's a pair of Jordans right there. And it was like a pair of Jordan 3s. And I was like, oh my God, they have them in my size. Like, and they're $30? What the fuck? Dude, I bought like 4 pairs of sneakers that day. And I came out like a half hour later, and Shannon was like, what the fuck? And I was like, Shannon, and it was my own money. I was like, I was going to buy one nice pair of sneakers real quick, like a really nice pair, because I knew it would be cheaper than New York. And I was still willing to pay like a good price, but it would be like $20-$30 cheaper. And I was like, fuck it, I need new sneakers, and I'm just going to get a nice pair. But I went in there thinking I was going to get one nice pair. Bro, I left with 4 pairs for the same price I would have paid for one full pair. And I had the Nike foam posits I found a pair of Jordans. I found, it was like, oh, it was fucking great, bro. So, like, if you have a Nike outlet next to you, or somewhere around, like,
there's one that's not. There's a mall that all it is outlets.
I don't have that shit next to me. I don't have a Nike
outlet. It's like about 45 minutes.
Like, I got to drive to another state to get to a Nike outlet. We don't have them here. It's not like something we have, you know.
It's kind of out in the country, but it's all it is outlet stores. Every different kind of outlet that you could imagine.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know
I love
what I mean?
That shit.
Yeah, they're all in one spot. But like, there's only one. That's only one area where I know where it is. It's like there's nowhere else around that has all them outlet stores.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. Like, you got to drive. But I didn't know, man. You got me into an idea, motherfucker.
What?
Wow, fucking, if you can get them for that price, and if they're that cheap.
Well, I'll tell you this. Listen to this.
I've looked up. Go down to there.
Listen, I've looked up places online, and I know where you could still buy replica Nikes that are almost dead-on replicas for like a fraction of the price. So, like, if you want a website, I'll throw you one. I know tons of them.
I think it would probably be. I could get the real shit for a fraction of the price.
Well, I mean, if you could do that, like I said before, it's better to own the real deal. Obviously, if you could get your hand on,
I could, like I said, we have a outlet store, a Nike outlet store. That wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I love those Nike outlets. It would probably, they also had a Reebok outlet over there too that I bought a nice pair of Reeboks from like years after that. And, man, those Reeboks lasted me like fucking like 10 years, bro.
Do they make like a Jordan outlet store too, or not?
No, like Jordan shit will be inside like the Nike. Like, I've never seen like just a Jordan store, but I have seen stores that have all Jordan shit, like where there's like shirts, pants, shoes, hats, all Jordan. I've seen
more than likely, if they have it, it'd be at the Nike outlet, huh?
Yeah, most of the time, I've never seen like just a Jordan store. That would be pretty sick, to tell you the truth.
Well, that it's like an outlet mall, dude. So maybe they're, who knows?
I'm sure if you go in there, they'll have like the rebate rack, because every like outlet has that, and you'll find some like gems, bro. Like where you'll find something where you'll be like, oh my God, these sneakers are like $300 in the store right now. You know,
it's something that I wouldn't even really have thought about until you mentioned.
Dude, when my cousin Chris, right, was doing that shit where he was like buying those like storage units and shit.
Oh yeah.
He would find like old throwback fucking starter jackets, Jordans, all this shit that he would find, and he would resell them, and people would still fucking buy those shits, bro. They would still buy them, you know, used.
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
Man.
You could find Jordans like crazy used on eBay, you know. But I won't buy used shoes. I'm not gonna put my foot in someone else's shoe.
No.
I just won't buy used. I only did that once. I went to a thrift store, right, and I found a pair of Jordan 1 low cut. They were white with a yellow swoosh and a red inside. And they were used, but they looked almost mint condition. And I bought them, and they were very cheap. And that's the only time I ever bought, like, you know, a shoe that somebody else fucking wore. And tell you the truth, every time I wore those, I always thought of, like, someone else is wearing these fucking things. And I never bought used shoes after that. But yeah, I mean,
it's probably not a good idea.
If you don't mind wearing, but listen, they clean them nice. They were mint condition almost, bro. They cleaned them. They looked good. Like, if you don't mind wearing someone else's shoe, it's all right. But I can't do that. I don't know. I tried. I can't do it. I feel like I feel like the person died or something in them, and I'm like wearing them. Like, you know.
It ain't like a shirt where you can wash it.
No, I mean, you can wash sneakers good enough where it's like, you know, it's not got like no fungus or anything in it, but
you could spray them with some anti-fungus shit. And,
I just wouldn't do it because like
clean them up real nice.
Yeah,
make them look like they're brand new. But
well, like that guy who's on YouTube, he's like, you spray my spray and then you rub it and he comes into a brand new shoe. He cleans all these shoes and shit, and you know what? I caught his ass editing where I know he took these shoes, he rubbed them in mud, he said he found them, and then he cleaned them off and they looked like almost brand new. And I'm saying to myself, bro, you know you took a brand new pair, dipped them in the fucking mud and shit, and knew once you cleaned them up, they'd look brand new. So stop the shit. And I caught him. And then I go down to the comment section, and everybody in that under there is saying the same thing I thought. And I was like, oh, shit, all these people are calling him out. And then he goes and does this live video where he's like, I'm going to do this live in front of everybody to prove that my product is really the best. And I'm like, oh, God, shut the fuck up. No one cares. You know? Shut up. But that was real cheap trying to sell shit, right, to clean your sneakers with, but yet you're going to edit your video or like lie on your video and act like those sneakers weren't brand fucking new before you dipped them in mud. Like, come on, dude. Nobody finds shit like that. All right, stop. I knew as soon as he said he found them that it was bullshit. Someone was throwing these muddy sneakers out. Oh, my God. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know what I hate? I hate when people think, and our government does this a lot, so do our politicians. I hate when people think like, they're just dumb humans. They don't know no better. And I know we don't know no better. I know a lot of us are fucking retarded like myself. I get it. But, like, we're not as dumb as you think we are, man. Like, you know, we know we're being fucked. We know when we're being fucked. I know we won't do anything about it, but at least we know when we're being fucked. You know?
Right, they think we're fucking gullible.
They do. They think like, oh, they won't even know if we finger them. I got my finger in this guy's ass right now. He don't even know it.
Gullible guinea pigs.
You know, if our government could talk, like it could have one voice, it would say shit like that. Like, I have my finger right in this guy's asshole right now, and he don't even realize that he's getting fucked.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, they're just sit back and they laugh.
Oh yeah, like, you know they're like these stupid fucking morons.
Like most of Americans
they pay taxes. They give us their tax money, and we go out and fucking give it to other countries, and then get it back and put it in our pockets. These stupid fucking Americans. What morons! Hey, go eat something. Go ahead, go eat. All right, don't worry about it. Just go eat. Friday's got a new meal out. Go ahead, fat ass. Go eat. Don't worry about what we're doing. Don't worry about your money that you pay in taxes. Don't worry about none of that. Just go eat.
As they're hopping in their private jets, fucking burning up the
Meanwhile, they're telling us we can't have regular cars anymore because, we're fucking up the world, and we're going to put electric tanks on our battlefields now so we don't destroy the ozone and the world while we're killing people. Like, fucking, what kind of fucking sense do you people make?
Now, what it is that what you need to get is a hybrid, because it has both kinds of engines in it. You don't fuck with these all electrics.
I'll get a hybrid army tank.
Yeah.
So I can make sure we're not destroying the world while we're destroying the world.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, they're trying to, you know, make these companies not fucking make the hybrids, and they're fucking, you know, losing money when they make the electrics and shit. They know what they're doing, right? So the companies now are like, fuck you, we're not going to keep making these fucking worthless electric vehicles and keep losing money.
Yeah.
So that shit's changing. Like, it seems like maybe here they might trying to stop shoving the electric vehicles down our throat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like the companies are like saying, we're losing like $100,000 on each one, and they're just fucking sitting here. Even when we sell them, they're worthless. You know, and they don't want to do it.
Yeah, man, I know, man. It's all fucked up. And then, like, look at California, bro. They're like, oh, by 2030, every car, if you are driving a car here that is, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be obsolete after a while. Oh, shit, my daughter wished me happy birthday an hour ago. Thank you, sweetie. I love you. You're the first one to tell me that. In the family.
Oh.
But she texted me after 12:30 at night, like, to say it first, you know?
Dude, they're already ripping off the charging machines. They're like, they're cutting the cables, and they're fucking hijacking them, and they're strapping out the cables.
Did you hear about that soap opera actor? Did you hear about the soap opera actor who ran out of his house because he heard something, and when he ran out, these people were underneath his car trying to take the thing out of there, or whatever that people robbed from under there. Yeah. They were trying to take that out, and he yelled at them and startled them, and they got up and shot him, and he died.
What the fuck?
33 years old, bro. Good-looking young guy, actor, and he ran outside, spotted these guys doing this to his car, yelled at them, and they shot him. And you know what? They didn't even need to shoot him because he wasn't even going to do anything. He was just, you could see on like the footage, he just stands there and he's yelling at them, and they get up and they just shoot him. And it's like, you didn't even need to blow the guy away. You could have just got away anyway. What the fuck? And he died. Fucking died.
Well, you know, that's been a whole thing in itself too, where motherfuckers steal the Cadillac converters.
Yep. And then you know what, bro? That person that killed that girl, the illegal alien that killed that girl, that Trump and everybody was talking about a couple of months ago, the guy who killed her pled not guilty to all charges. Meanwhile, there's video of this guy killing her, and like, it's like, there's video and all kinds of proof of you doing this. Why would you plead not guilty?
Was he one of them guys that came from Peru?
Yeah. Yep.
See?
Yeah.
See what I mean, man? See what I fucking mean?
Well, I don't know if it was like, I know that this guy had priors wherever he came from, but I don't know if he was specifically from that shit, but he was an illegal alien that snuck in. He snuck in. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, they probably came through the jungle.
Yeah.
Like, they came through the jungle fucking, and they probably, he was probably a prison inmate that they released up here.
You know what I mean? Yep. It's just fucked up that the guy's pleading not guilty. Okay, it's like, dude, just you're caught.
Open and shut.
Everybody knows you did it. Just like make it easy on the family and just plead guilty and go die.
What's he gonna get, a fucking dream team like OJ did to try to get him off?
Yeah, he's gonna get the OJ dream team.
You got about $10 million for lawyers, buddy. Maybe then you can get off.
Yeah, I mean, if you got like,
that's what OJ fucking spent to get his freedom, right?
Oh yeah, well, he spent a lot of money, but you know what? He also had perfect timing, bro. He also had perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because at that point, like Los Angeles, LA, like was all fucked up from the Rodney King riots and all that shit, and those jurors were all like, hey, even if he did it or he didn't do it, he's a black man in America, and we've been fucked with and prosecuted and fucked with innocents so many times that, you know what? we're going to let him get off just because of that fact. And they did. And they admitted it. These jurors admitted it years later, dude. Did you know that? The jurors admitted it years later that was the main factor why they let OJ off, was because of what was going on at that point in that area.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. You know, that was the one thing, though, you were saying how you were mentioning that Kato Kalin seen that fucking suitcase.
Yeah,
right?
Dude, that backpack. He said he never saw it before, and he never saw it after.
Because fucking Kardashian fucking was the cocksucker that took it right out of the house in front of the cops.
Yeah, but I was led to believe that Kardashian, Kardashian. Listen, Kardashian stopped being friends with OJ because he thought he was guilty.
No, but he's the one that took it out because
I don't know about that because listen,
one of the
Kardashians
said they saw that.
All right, but listen, why would he stop being friends with him years later because he thought he was guilty if he did that? It makes no sense.
I don't know, but one of the Kardashians said I seen that in a fucking case up in my dad's closet. So what the fuck, dude? How did she know what she saw?
I wouldn't believe anything those fucks say, but I mean,
well.
Who knows, bro? Like I heard, and I was under the assumption.
Where did the case go?
Listen, I was under the assumption. Well, it's pretty simple. If Kato Kalin saw that backpack with the guy's luggage and golf clubs sitting there, and he never saw the backpack before, and he never saw it after that, it's pretty obvious that OJ took the backpack with him, probably went somewhere in or near the airport, and dumped that shit in the garbage. Or somewhere else, because it was never found. The murder weapon was never found. The clothes he was wearing were never found. None of that shit was.
I heard Kardashian took that motherfucker right in front of the cops, and he made it disappear.
I've never heard that in my life, and I've studied this case like crazy. But hey, you could be right, man. I don't know. There's shit that I don't know about it still. I mean, you know what's crazy? All my research led me to one fucked up thing. O.J. Simpson did a book with the guy who lived next door to his wife when she was murdered. So in 1994, this guy, this Puerto Rican dude, lived next door to O.J.'s wife, Nicole. And when Nicole was killed that night, this guy heard all kinds of scrummaging going on outside, but he never got up to look because it wasn't that loud. He just heard the dog barking and like some yelling, and he never got up. O.J. years later, I think in like the year 2005 or something, linked up with this guy because he's a book writer, and they did a book together that the family of Ron Goldman and Nicole actually made money off of because they wouldn't let OJ make money off of it. But the fact that he did a book with the person who lived next door to her while she was murdered is just like fucking twisted. It's just like, well, how does that happen? It's fucking twisted, man. When I heard that, I was like, what? What the fuck?
What, that book where it said if I did it or whatever?
Yeah, that book, the guy who helped him write it and helped him produce that book is the guy who was Nicole Brown's neighbor when she was murdered. And he was, he was questioned in the case and everything. And this guy winded up doing a book with OJ. Like, it's very weird. But
we know he did it, dude.
You know what? I come to the conclusion that he definitely did it. There's no doubt about it. But
and you know what's fucked up? That fucker knew it too, because remember how he had a isotoner glove fucking contract?
Yeah, and they saw a photo of him like with him on.
Yeah,
you know what's fucked up too? Dude, Kato Kalin, once he described that night and I heard his side of it, I thought for sure OJ was definitely guilty, because Kato was like, after the murder, we were in the house and OJ was in Chicago. And I was in there with OJ's daughter, and the detectives were in the house with us. The detectives, when I was leaving the house, told me, watch your step in the living room in this area of the hallway. There's blood on the floor. And Kato looked down and actually saw blood splats on the floor and went, oh, shit, why is there blood here? And he thought, oh, my God. And the detective, specifically told him, watch where you're walking because we have to preserve that area. It's going to be a crime scene here. And they then 4 hours later made O.J. Simpson's house a crime scene because they found the glove on the side of the house with blood on it, and then they found blood splats leading from the front door and in his car and from the front door all the way up his stairs into his room and on his sock. And the blood that they found was a mix of Ron Goldman's blood, Nicole Simpson's blood, and OJ's blood. So how does that happen? People said the cops planted all that. But how could they? How could they have gotten OJ's blood before he left for Chicago? There's no way. So that theory goes.
Here's the one thing that they... normally it don't work like that. They would have right away kicked everybody out of that house and fucking taped it off. You know what I'm saying?
No, the deal was at first, bro, listen, at first they got to the house to notify OJ because they thought they were going to go there to notify OJ. They couldn't get the gate open. They jumped the gate. And once, like, one detective went around to the side of the house, and when he did, he saw the Bronco sitting there, and he looked inside, and as soon as they shined the light, and supposedly they saw a blood splat on the center console. And they were like, what the fuck? There's blood right there. And they were all like, what the fuck? And then there was blood also on the handle of the car, which I saw photos of, and it really was there, on the handles of the Bronco. So they right there were like, uh-oh, what's going on? So when they finally got access to the house from OJ's daughter, when they first walked in, they walked in with Cato and the daughter because they were letting them in. And they spotted the blood right then and there on the floor. So they told them, walk back out of the house, and when you do, watch out where you're walking because there's blood on the floor. And that's when they found it. And then they declared it a part of the crime zone. They shut everything down, put up tape, you know, and OJ's in Chicago at this point. And they notify him, and when they notify him, guess what? They tell him his ex-wife was just butchered, and he doesn't even ask, they don't even tell him how, right? They just say Nicole Brown was murdered. And he was like, oh, my God, really? And they were like, yeah, you got to come home. And he's like, oh, man, well, like, she's dead? And they were like, yeah, she's dead. And he was like, oh, fuck, all right, I'll be home first thing in the morning. And when the detective hung up the phone, he looked at the other detective and said, he didn't even ask me how it happened. And he never did. He never did ask him.
He wasn't in fucking Chicago.
No, he was in Chicago. They looked into it. He was at a hotel room in Chicago because he left in a limo, which the limo driver was waiting at his house for him, ringing the bell while he was out murdering them too. Came home, got into the door. The limo driver said he saw a 6-foot black man in a hoodie walk in to OJ's house. And 5 minutes later, OJ answered him on the buzzer and said to him, oh, shit, I'm sorry, man. I overslept. I'll be right down. I'm getting out of the shower. And this guy was like, I saw a 6-foot black man walk into the house with a hoodie on, and I couldn't see if it was OJ. This guy testified to that. He testified to that, the limo driver.
You would think it would be pretty easy to notice what an ex-football player OJ Simpson.
And then listen, the limo driver pulls into the driveway, and that's when OJ's got his golf clubs, his fucking his package, like his luggage, and then this fucking backpack sitting in the corner. And they go to load his luggage, and Cato goes to grab that, and he goes, I'll get it. And he got it and throws it in the limo, and now they get in the limo, and the limo driver starts talking small talk with him on the way to the airport. And he said OJ the whole time was sweating like a fucking beast and kept rolling up and down the windows and putting the air on and was complaining about being hot, right? And he said he dropped them off, and when he dropped them off, he fucking left and found out a day later that OJ was like one of the lead, and his wife was dead and this and that. And then that guy was nervous because he said, I saw a dude walk into OJ's house. It looked like OJ, but I can't say if it was him or not. And then all of a sudden, OJ answered me on the monitor saying that he overslept. And they were like, well, you're going to have to testify to that in court because we think he did it. And the limo driver was thought that OJ did it too, because he was like, I'm at somebody's house. I'm ringing for them. They're not answering. All of a sudden, I see somebody in a all black with a hoodie, black man. He said he could see that he was a black man, but he couldn't see his face enough to say it was OJ. He said it was the same silhouette as OJ. He said he walked in. 2 minutes later, he got him on the buzzer. And the limo driver said, yeah, I think he definitely did it because of what I saw and what I experienced. And you know what? Cato Kalin said the same shit, because not only the blood in the house, but 2 days later, Cato Kalin's at OJ's house because he lives in the bungalow in the backyard. And OJ tells him to come inside. We're going to have food. We have a buffet, and his family's there. And they're watching the news about OJ being a suspect. And he looks over at Cato in front of his whole family and goes, I couldn't have done nothing, Mama. He was talking to his mother and all his siblings and, you know, all his, like, families around him, you know, sons and daughters. And he's like, I was eating dinner with Cato before I left to go to Chicago, right, Cato? And Cato was like, yeah. And meanwhile, Cato said, OJ asked me to lie because I never ate with him that night. I got my own I got food with OJ, and they went their separate ways, bro. They got food together and went their separate ways, and OJ asked him to lie, bro.
Listen, though.
Why would you ask somebody to lie if you were innocent?
Here, let's think of, here's the bigger picture.
Think of that.
Cato Kalin was probably sucking OJ off or something like that.
No, dude, that's not what was going on, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That's not what was going on, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Oh, my God, dude. You're going to think this guy's sucking this guy's cock now. You're the first person that ever said that before. And now, all of a sudden, because you think it's true. I think he might have sucked his cock. So now, you know what? Put it down as history. Put it down as history. Minnesota Vikings thought that he sucked his cock. So now you know what? Cato Kalin sucked OJ's cock. There you go.
Cato Kalin was doing whatever fucking OJ told him to do.
That's not true, bro. That's not true.
He was letting him live. He's letting him live in his fucking pool house for free.
Yes, because you know why? He did not want him living with or next to his ex-wife, Nicole Brown, because originally that was her friend, Cato Kalin. And she let him rent out a bungalow where she was living. And then she left that house and moved into the house where she was murdered at. And when she moved into that apartment, there was no room for him like a bungalow. And she said, there's a spare room if you want to live in it. And he was like, no, I don't want to like live under the same roof with this woman. I know you for a year, but I don't want to like. And OJ at the time was like, hey, man, I got bungalows. You can live in mine, man. Don't worry about it. And he gave it to him for free. And he lived there for a year. But he was more Nicole's friend than he was OJ's friend, even though he was living on OJ's property. Like, he said... but listen, he said... Listen to what he said. He said, I think OJ gave me that place for free just so he could know where I was and that I wasn't with Nicole. You know? And he said that that's what he got. Like, he got that feeling.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, you think he sucked his cock. I mean, so what the fuck?
I think there's something going on, dude. There's something there. It's just
listen, OJ was a womanizer, bro. He's not letting some dude suck his cock, trust me.
Cato was a yes man to OJ. Come on, dude. You know what I mean?
Dude, OJ asked Cato Kalin to lie. And he didn't.
He did lie.
No, he didn't lie. He swore under oath, and he was found to be not. He didn't purge himself. He didn't lie.
Hey, was he still living in the free pool boy house?
He moved out of OJ's house like a month after this shit happened, and he said that when he was living there after she was murdered, it was the weirdest fucking thing because he felt so uncomfortable. And he said that OJ would have people over all the time, drinking and hanging out like nothing ever happened. Like the whole time that he wasn't in jail, but he winded up going to jail anyway, like a couple of weeks after that. But he said that he like was acting like nothing happened, you know? I mean, listen, there's so much shit to this whole thing. I mean, that's why it goes down as one of the, you know, craziest murder mystery trials, because they still never found who technically did it. They still never found a murder weapon. And you know what? If OJ did do it, yeah, he left a lot of clues because there was a bloody glove and blood leading from his fucking truck to the inside of his room, and it was sloppy. And he got off because of the time and where they were. So, but OJ did that. But you got to remember, OJ was a superstar athlete that could do anything, bro. That guy was amazing back then. He was like amazing. He can run through anything. So if a person like him wanted to murder somebody with a knife, don't you think they can do serious fucking damage if they wanted to? Like, he's an athlete. He's a world-renowned, Hall of Fame, like, athlete. I'm sure if he decided to take a knife and just carve up two fucking people, he could. And he did.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the evidence will always look like he fucking did it.
And let me tell you, bro, I didn't see those murder photos till recently because I never knew they existed. But when I looked this shit up, I found them and I looked at them, all of them in detail, and they're gruesome. That like the way these people were murdered, it was like he fucking literally like went from behind them and like stabbed them in the chest with a knife and slit their throats, type of thing. Like for somebody to do something that aggressive and that like barbaric, you got to be one strong sicko motherfucker, man. And OJ he's that sick fuck. He's a sick fuck, bro. He is. Oh yeah, he's a sicko.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I know,
dude. Dude, listen to this. 9 times before she was killed, 9 times the cops were called on OJ and her beating. No, not all 9 times. 11 times altogether, the cops were called on OJ for battering his wife. 2 of them were with his original wife, who was a black lady, and he had 2 small children with, in the same house. In the same house. He fucking beat her twice. Twice they were cops there. Then when he got remarried to Nicole, 9 times over their like 15-year life together, 9 times the cops were called to his house for him beating the fuck out of her. And all of the times except for maybe 1, OJ never got in trouble. He got in trouble 1 time early in the 90s early in the 90s, late in the 80s, that they hushed it up. And they like deaded the story, and he was still able to keep his job with NBC and make movies, and it was all hush-hush. But, you know, it wasn't hush-hush anymore once he killed her, because then everything came out, and they were like, wow, this guy was battering this woman for years leading up to him murdering her. And nobody did a fucking thing because he was like a superstar, and everybody loved him.
Yeah.
He was friends with all the cops. He was, you know, and he got special treatment, just like people get today. All the special treatment.
Just like fucking P. Diddy when he dragged that chick down the fucking hotel.
Yeah, he was able to go get the footage from it. He was able to pay people off to shut the fuck up about it.
Yep.
And it didn't even cost him anything. It cost him a fraction of his money. And you know what? He's able to keep it all hush-hush. When you have power and money, you can do these things. And that's the country we live in. We live in a country that is corrupt and bullshit. And in that type of third world country, you can, if you have money and power, you can do anything.
I mean, he didn't murder that chick, but that's pretty fucking nasty when you're just dragging.
Well, think of all the women. Think of all the women P. Diddy did murder.
Yeah, that's
like
true, too,
who knows? He probably did.
With.
Like his first, isn't his wife like dead? Isn't that woman that he had 2 children with dead?
I think so.
And he used to beat the fuck out of her. I heard. So like.
Yeah, they should investigate that shit, though. Don't you
well,
think?
I just heard news the other day that they are, like, there's more shit now that they found out about him that you're going to be hearing soon. I don't know if that's true, but we'll see, I guess.
See, I feel like there's a bigger connection, a bigger person involved in it. I think it's Jay-Z.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying that.
I think that's who's going to... I think he's going to snitch on Jay-Z.
Probably.
And then he's gonna magically disappear.
He's magically delicious.
He's gonna magically get murdered.
Is he magically delicious or
by
who is?
By P. Diddy.
So you're saying that P. Diddy will be murdered
before Jay-Z gets caught. Before Jay-Z gets
So
caught.
You're saying that P. Diddy will eventually be murdered by Jay-Z?
Well, accidentally to fucking cover him from getting fucked, because he'll have fucking the shit on him.
So you think, so you're one of these people that think that Jay-Z is the mastermind?
Oh yeah, I know he is. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, that chick online, wait, listen, that chick online has been talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce being this fucked up couple that runs a lot of people and are sick, satanic, fucking evil people. And she said that Jay-Z is the reason that this is all happening to P. Diddy, because Jay-Z is setting P. Diddy up. And I'm like, oh God.
Well,
it's just too much.
Once you took care of the East and the West Coast power, which was Pac and Biggie, then Jay-Z got to step on up. That's kind of how it worked.
You know what? That's fucked up, because Jay-Z has a lyric where he says, I'm the best that's ever been since something like, I'm the best ever since the best left. Something like that. He's like, I'm the best ever since the best left, or some shit like that, where he was bragging that when Biggie and Tupac died, he became the best. Like, or some shit like that.
Let's be honest. They were the kings of the East and the West Coast. They owned the rap game.
And the fucked up thing is that Tupac. But dude, the fucked up thing is Tupac is from Queens, bro. Like,
I know.
And he's out there representing the fucking West Coast and shit, and it's like, what the fuck, dude?
You can't say that Ice Cube or Snoop Dogg were the West Coast kings. You know, you can partially say that maybe Dr. Dre could have.
Well, that was later on. That was later on, but early in the beginning, I would say yes, Pac and Biggie were the two biggest guys in rap, and both of them like represented two different coasts, and they were going at it like.
And that's the way the rap game was back then.
And honestly, if I was to pick a winner, I would think that Biggie came really close, but I think Biggie might have lost to Tupac a little, man, to be honest. And I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm biased towards Biggie, bro, because I'm from New York. I was a Biggie guy growing up my whole life.
Some of the sickest shit out there is when Biggie's with Junior Mafia and shit in the beginning.
I agree. They got really they got really good music. Dude. I get it. I love their music, but Tupac, awesome too, dude. He recorded so much shit that nobody even comes close, bro. He was he lived in the studio. That guy. He fucking. There's still music coming out with him on it, dude.
The thing was that there was Biggie fucking, was already kind of in isolation, dude.
Are you talking about Biggie from WWE, the ex-WWE champion, Biggie Langston? Oh, no, Biggie.
Oh, no. He was already kind of laying low and knew shit was fucked up, right?
Yeah.
But...
What, you mean Biggie was?
Yeah. He already kind of... Because he fucked up, though, because he had a wife and then he had a girlfriend.
Dude, he was fucking all kinds of people. Dude, he was fucking everything. He was fucking Little Kim. He was fucking that other chick he married. He was fucking this other broad. He was like,
So, he was doing some dumb shit. So he kind of,
he fucked up, bro. He let fame, totally take him off his game.
But
and you want to know something? That's how he got killed that night, because you got to be one dumb motherfucker to get into a fucking truck, right? And to drive around with nothing fucking no security whatsoever. Just driving around like a sitting duck, and you pull up at a light and you see people pull up next to you with guns, and you don't step on the gas, you don't fucking try to get away, you just sit there with the car and let everybody get shot.
Yeah, dude, both of them were fucking ambushes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. It's a fucked up way to go, bro. I felt bad for Biggie, dude. I really did.
The reason Tupac had to do that concert was because of community fucking service.
Dude, I felt bad for Biggie the way he died, bro, and Tupac, but Biggie more, because Biggie was in a car, right, and they just left the music awards or whatever, and they're pumping I'm going back to Cali. And all of a sudden, these dudes just pull up and just boom, 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 boom. And fucking 5 seconds later, the guy's dead. He died instantly, they said. They said that the second bullet went right through, his spinal cord area that just, ripped everything from his brain. He was dead instantly by the second shot. So that guy heard boom, boom, and he was dead. So he didn't really, suffer or anything, but the wait to just to go that quick, to be fine 1 minute and to be dead the next fucking second, it's you gotta help but feel terrible for the guy, because he probably didn't even know he was gonna die, but to him it's you're a star one day and the next second you're a dead man, on a slab.
That's why I hope they get fucking Jay-Z at the end, because then fucking Tupac and Biggie's fucking murders will be fucking have a closed door on them finally, which they deserve. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, I hear you, man. They never found Biggie's killer. They never found Tupac's killer. I don't care what they say about this guy. They're bringing to court.
Don't you feel like Tupac and Biggie deserve to have fucking closure?
Yeah, I agree.
Shit,
yes,
that's fucked up.
But I don't think it'll ever happen, though. That's the problem. Bro.
I do. I believe it will, dude. I believe there will be closure, and it will all come out fucking in the end.
I hope you're right, but I mean, who knows?
And eventually it'll be. But I'm telling you that it's Jay-Z as the connection, David. There ain't even a.
Oh, you could be right, man. You know what? You're not the only fucker saying that. I'll tell you that, man. There's a lot of people saying that shit. So.
Well, if you look at the way things unfolded over time after that, they kind of make a lot of sense, dude.
Yeah, they do. But anyway, I think I'm gonna fucking get off now, man.
All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here.
No, but it was cool, man, hearing from you and fucking talking about shit, and nice that you called in, man.
2.5 hours almost I was on.
Yeah, it was nice, man. I didn't think that, but hey, it was a nice surprise, and I was glad to talk to you about your cousin and everything, and it's been a while since we bullshitted about him,
when you said it was your birthday, I was like, man, I gotta call it.
Well, I appreciate it, man. And you know what? We keep your cousin alive by talking about the good old times and all that shit, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Well, like I say, you go on the YouTube channel, you can still hear Silver Roll whenever you guys want.
Exactly. So. Yep. I've done it.
Hear him laugh. Still laughing away, man. It's still there.
I heard him. It was like 2 weeks ago. I listened to something and I heard him just fucking dying laughing at something you guys were doing. It's funny.
Yeah. Every once in a while, that's what I do. I just go on. I'm like, I get to hear you.
42.
But dude, thanks for calling in, brother.
When you play your little fuck game.
All right, man. All right, you have a good one, buddy.
All right, brother.
Later,
man. Minnesota. The fucking veteran. Minnesota Vikings.
42.
True. Jay-Z, how old is he? I think he's in his 50s. Let me see. How old is Jay-Z?
Jay-Z is 54 years old.
Yeah, dude. Motherfucker's almost to 60, man. He's up there, right? I mean, I'm up there too, so. But, yeah, he's up there. I can't believe it's June 3rd. Like, it's already June? Jesus. We're in the summer now, man. Stanley Cup Finals, always around my birthday. Always the start off, like the official start of the summer. I hope it's a good summer for everybody. I hope it's a good summer for me and my family. I mean, who knows? I want to be positive, but who knows? But I hope everybody has a good summer, man. Enjoys their life. Hope good things happen to everybody here, man. I swear. I hope everybody that watches me stream, in my chats, that streams with me, I pray that you guys have a great summer and fucking enjoy your lives. That's all that matters. None of this other shit matters. Fuck all that shit. Like, the war's going on, yeah, it sucks, and we don't want innocent people to be dead and, all that shit, but, like, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. So you just got to let that go, and, yeah, there's innocent people and babies, and that's fucking, it should not be happening in the world we live in now, but it is, but it's out of our control. And you know what? I can't even stop these fucks if I don't want to give money to people to do it. Like if I don't want to support Israel anymore, I can't just say, you know what? No, don't take my tax money and give it to them anymore. No, I can't do that. I don't control where my money goes. And that's being an American. So they use all of our money for whatever the fuck they want, whenever they want, and we got no say. Yeah, it has been a nice summer so far. It's been a fucking gorgeous, like, weather has been very nice the last, 2 weeks here. Especially today, it was so fucking gorgeous out, man. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. It was like right there. Perfect weather. It's not going to stay that way because we had a couple of 85, 87 days, and that's not normal for us now already. And I was like, oh, God, it's going to be one of those summers where it's going to be steamy. fucking steamy. But sometimes I like that type of weather, because it's like, you know, listen, you had your winter. Like where I live, you go through all the seasons. And when it's cold winter, it's frigid, it's fucking cold, you don't want to be outside. But, you know, you learn to deal with it because you know the summer's going to come. And so I love all 4 of the seasons, but I'm willing to move somewhere where it's hot all year round, or even where it's cold all year round. I'll fucking do that too. I don't care. I'll move to Alaska. I love that shit. I'd rather move where it's like 70 degrees every day and sunny. But I do like the rain. I do like the snow. I like it all. You know, I like those rainy days when you got to put your hoodie up and put your windshield wipers on. And I don't mind those days sometimes. You know, if you live in Seattle, you have those days every fucking day of your life and you commit suicide over it. But, yeah, I mean, you know, as long as it's not raining every day, I like that shit. I don't mind it. I think it's kind of fucking nice. It's that much already? 92, 95? Holy shit. That's fucking hot. It's fucking hot. I like that though, man. I'm looking forward to like the scorching summer shit. July, mid-July. Hell yeah. Well, like I said at the beginning of the night, Florida Panthers in 6. Stanley Cup Finals are set. Thank God no Rangers are there. Thank God, I don't have to watch that bullshit of the Rangers in the finals. Thank God they're gone. And I feel bad for my friends that are Dallas fans, like, you know, a couple of people that I know. But I thought by them taking out Vegas and Colorado, this was their year, but apparently not. The Edmonton Oilers are back. And you got a Canadian team in the finals, which is always nice, you know, to have a Canadian team there. Because it's their game. I mean, it used to be their game. Now it's our game. But yeah, so that's nice. It should be a good Stanley Cup Finals. Like I said, 6 or 7 games. I think it'll go 6, but probably 7. I don't see somebody getting swept or like, you know, that type of shit. But anyway, it's Monday the 3rd of June, my birthday. Thank you, everybody who said happy birthday and hung out with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys being here. Everybody that was here, thank you for being here. This, like, you know, going live out of nowhere shit, and you guys come and hang out, that means a lot. So thank you guys to you in the chat. Have a good Monday, beginning of the week. And I'll see you guys soon. I don't know when I'll be on next. It'll probably be like during the week. But definitely Saturday and some other days. So I'll see you guys soon. Everybody have a good beginning of your week, like I said, and God bless. See you guys soon. Peace. Shout out to Minnesota Vikings for coming on. I wasn't even going to take phone calls, but he hasn't called in the longest time, so that's why I answered. And I'm glad he came on, man. That was fun to talk about shit. And I'm sorry if it was like a downer, but you know, that's the type of mood I'm in tonight. You know, it's like, it's a little depressing. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? And hopefully we'll all see Hunter Biden be arrested in a week or 2. Get a little payback. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys. Love you guys, man. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Peace.
It. We're gonna knock it out the park with Mellow Yellow.
he fucked me.
Tommy looks like a big fat Florida orange that gets larger each week.
A court of law.
That was awesome. It's not the first time this has happened. When you play your little fuck game.
Fuck you, you motherfucker! Fuck!
42. When you play your little fuck game.
He's got a small shaved fucking pee-pee. He's got a small shaved fucking pee-pee.
You know, it's smoke from here on out.
Got 2 black cocks.
Look at this fucking black motherfucker!
Does this look like I wear diapers?
Hi, good night, everybody. Watch this, Gil.
Keep going!
Now, let me tell you something, Skip.
Bub. What the fuck do you want? I'm gonna fuck you up!
I had to go to Home Depot.
Such an aggressive flip-flopper.
Okay.
You fucking goon.
Ignorance. The towel to turn tables.
Now, let me tell you something, Skip. He ain't mentioned nothing about no meniscus. I know what's Skip.
Let's just have fun. 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 Anything over $15. Anything over $15, I'll do a show.
I'm gonna end the fucking show. We'll end the fucking show. If he's bringing transparent,
And he comes in his asshole.
Yeah. Sure.
Beat the brakes off of you.
I'm not gonna give him that satisfaction. Unless you're gay. You fucking mark!
On your whole balls!
Don't be a faggot one more time. Your fingers are fucking great! Watch me.